Good morning. Hi, everybody. It's your buddy Uncle Bruce here. Welcome to Stock Markets with Bruce for Monday, October the 4th, 2021. It's our last morning show from Calgary, Alberta. Our last morning show from Calgary. Tomorrow we're off. We're in the air tomorrow for California, and we'll be back on again on Wednesday as per usual from our new location down south. Looking forward to all that. Lots been happening here, getting ready for the big trip, and oh gosh, but we're working on it. It's all good. Jen is ready. I'm ready. The packing's almost done. One more trip to the storage unit to drop off a few things that just can't make it with us. When you fly versus drive, you are really restricting yourself to what you're going to take, and so we're actively working on it. It's not easy bringing it down, but we're getting there. It's going to be okay. Welcome to the show from wherever you are around the world. Nice to have you here. Thank you for all your kind comments. Those of you who have been visiting my website, stockmarketswithbruce.ca, thank you for that. The number of you have been taking the lessons, the courses that are on there. Way to go. Learning how to write options and how to make money even when the market doesn't go up or when the market stays flat. Learning all about aggressive option strategies. Way to go. It's paying off for a bunch of you, and I'm glad to see it. We have at the moment a negative opening, but nothing serious. We have an 81 point drop in the Dow indicated. We're down about 160 points a few hours ago. There just isn't a lot of momentum here. We have S&P down 13 points, NASDAQ down 62. So it's a very light start to the morning pre-market wise. Oil is unchanged basically at 75.88 a barrel. It's been hovering at 75 to 76 now. There's talk out of OPEC that they might ease up production and produce more. Then there's talk about, no, we're just going to keep it the way it is. There's no clear direction being talked about there. So we don't have a lot to get excited about with regards to all of that. We're watching of course, the economic activity, and we're watching Washington, constantly watching Washington. Nobody wants to watch it. None of us want to pay attention to these guys, but unfortunately, the global economic world out there has to pay attention to what happens in Washington. That's how important it is. We're waiting for the Republicans and the Democrats, and basically the Democrats themselves, to cut a deal between themselves that they can all live with. And it sounds now more and more like it's a big spending bill, but instead of a 10-year spending bill, it's a 5-year spending bill. There's talk about that. And so if you are going to spend, say $4 trillion over 10 years, that's a lot of money. But if you spend $2 trillion over 5 years, it's only $2 trillion. If you cut it down by 100 million, you make it 100 billion. I mean, 100 billion less is 1.9 billion. You see, all of a sudden the number doesn't sound like 4.5 trillion anymore. All of a sudden it sounds a lot easier to take. It's six of one, half a dozen the other. What these politicians actually think is that we're stupid enough to fall for this stuff. And they've got their commentator, they've got their advisors who tell them, "Oh no, this is how you do it. This is going to be the way." And of course, you have the attack dogs waiting in the wings for both parties to unleash the hate ads the minute the election is underway, to attack and defend each side's argument, and away we go. And there's a big chunk of the U.S. economy right there, the communication budget between politicians to tell us how great or how bad they are. Good luck, America, with that. It is what it is. It's a 2-year cycle down there, and the rest of the world just kind of goes, whatever. We're just going to keep going forward, and that's what we're going to do. We're watching supply chain issues they keep coming up nonstop. They keep coming up because now we're beginning to hear the first inklings of Christmas shipping delay problems. So certain retailers, depending on what they're carrying, they're beginning to figure out, or they're beginning to admit publicly, especially if they're publicly traded, they're beginning to admit that, yeah, we may not have all the merchandise in our stores as early as expected for the Christmas season. It might be the holiday season might start 2 weeks later for us just because of supply chain problems. Not good. Now I heard this morning that something else was interesting. It was like Maytag and Whirlpool and a few other brands. It sounds like certain appliances in certain price ranges are not available at the moment, but higher end appliances are. So just to give you an idea, you can, if you want to go to your local furniture dealer or appliance dealer and buy the cheapest washer and dryer. Say you're running an Airbnb and you just want to have a cheap washer dryer for the guests to use. So you want to spend maybe $350 for each unit or less. You can't get those right now. Those washers and dryers are out of stock because the parts that are needed to make them are being installed into the higher end washers and dryers that have all the bells and whistles, higher margins as well. And so it's true, if you buy a high end washer dryer unit, you need a more powerful computer chip in each of those units to run more systems, delicate cycles, and all the other stuff. But you still need the basics. You need, like, you need the chain to run the drum. You need the drum. You need the gearing, and a lot of the parts from the cheap washers and dryers are used in the expensive washer dryers. So what's happening is that the folks at Whirlpool and everywhere else are purposely keeping parts away from the El Cheapo units as long as they keep those high ends going out the front door, because at the end of the day you have to sell 10 of the cheap ones to pay to make as much money as you can from one of the expensive ones. And so you keep the expensive ones going for the high end market. Never run out of those. There's always a lineup for that. There's always a need for that. And in the latest housing market that we've witnessed, of course, housing prices have gone crazy. Some homeowners, savvy, will take out a really old washer dryer unit that they have in their unit. They'll put in a brand new high end set of washer and dryer units into a house they're trying to sell. And now the realtor comes along with with the prospective buyers, and the prospective buyers are going, oh wow, look at this house, and a brand new washer dryer and a new fridge and a new stove and a new dishwasher. And they go, we don't have to replace these for at least 5 or 10 years. And they have all the bells and whistles, nicer than what we have now. This is what Maytag and Whirlpool and all these other manufacturers, all these knockoff brands, they all want to play the same game. So interesting how that's playing out. I don't know if it doesn't sound to me like the car companies have been that successful on their end. They've seemed to have been caught, like with the F-150. The story keeps coming out about the Ford F-150, that a ton of the high-end King Ranch version, all leather interior, power, everything, every bell and whistle imaginable. These are the ones that they're having computer chip problems with, and they can't keep up with the demand, and they're behind. So, $210 billion in lost sales, last I heard, for the auto sector for this year's delivery. So, not good. Anyway, we're hearing all kinds of issues about supply chain problems, and I think some in the market place are beginning to pay attention to this as a way of guesstimating how well or how not well certain stocks may perform between now and the end of the year into January. Because obviously, if your company, if your public company has been saying we're going to deliver earnings of $3.50 a share based on sales of blah blah blah, and you fall 3% short of your sales, you're going to fall way short of your net profit, because the last 100 million in sales you make is net profit to you. You've paid all the bills off already. This is just go time here. This is why it's so important. The last hour of the day for a restaurant is its most profitable hour, because everything's been paid for the day. Just keep cranking out the bacon and eggs or omelets or whatever you're making, and it's high margins. Same thing for realtors, retailers. In the last week before Christmas, that's where all the green comes from, because all the expenses and all the advertising and marketing and the import costs and duties and taxes have been paid. Just get this stuff out the door. It's all cash now to us. And if you don't have the goods, or you have 3 days less in time to sell the goods that you thought you're going to have, you're under unbearable pressure. There's no way a shopping mall with 5,000 cars for parking can park 7,000 cars for 3 days in a row for the overage to make up the difference. There's only room for 5,000 cars at a time. And there aren't 40% more customers that will be created out of thin air. The customers are the customers. There's only so many of them in your neighborhood. They're going to go shopping, and they're going to give them all a go, maybe two. But after that, they're going online. They're not going to shop anymore. Coming in the third time, fourth time, they're sick and tired of it, and they will just shop online. And now you're not, as a retailer, your location is subject to losing the sale, because the item that you just got in, came in late, is now being bought from a competitor of yours 500 miles away, online, or 1,000 from your shopping mall. So yeah, it's not good. It can be rather a nasty surprise economically. So we're going to see just how some of these stocks fare, some of the retailers fare. Supply chain issues are not going to stop. Inflation is still a concern. We're hearing about this nonstop. Interest rates, not so much. There's talk about it, but now not so much, because the economies are not exploding. The economies are drifting back, and the forecasts for GDP going forward, not as aggressive as it was, especially China. China is absolutely in reverse. And the question is not if it's in reverse, how long and how far will China go in reverse? Now, USA and China are having trade talks. They always have trade talks, but there's apparently the latest round coming up. And the pre-meeting talk is already permeating the airwaves. And some of the talk centers around the fact that the Chinese are still very upset with the United States from about 4 years ago, when the previous administration imposed tariffs. The Chinese are saying, take off the tariffs and let's get back to where we were, 4 years ago. And the current administration is conveniently leaving most of the tariffs in place as a bargaining chip, because they didn't put them there. They didn't make them go there. They're there now as punishment for past deeds, and the current administration is kind of going, well, give us what we want, and then we'll talk about it. It's a bit of a dirty trick, but it's all fair in love and war, and it's a war. It's a trade war, no doubt about it. The Chinese are upset. Can understand why. Keep in mind, folks, that a tariff on Chinese goods is a tax on Americans. In case any of you don't know, as an American being charged a tariff by your own government to import goods from any country, that is a tax that the United States government imposes on its own citizens for any goods coming in. The money goes to the U.S. Treasury Department, and the funds go into the budget of the Treasury Department, and the funds flow into the United States balance of payments, and that's a tax. And Americans have been paying this tax for years on a number of countries, even Canada. There have been tariffs imposed on goods from Canada to the U.S. because the Americans had claimed in the previous administration that under national security, certain goods from Canada are now threatening our national security. And one of them was aluminum imports. For some reason, if aluminum comes from Canada into the USA, this is a national security problem, and we have to have a tariff on that to protect our aluminum business in the US. In other words, we will tax the average American consumer for anything made of aluminum under the guise of national security, And what we'll do at the same time is we will allow, by doing so, the price of goods to be higher than they should be because there's a tariff on everything. And that allows domestic producers of aluminum goods to charge top dollar to American consumers under a socialistic government program. And you can thank the previous administration for instituting it. The current administration is in no hurry to undo it because they didn't put it in there. And the Republicans can't yell at the Democrats about the program because they did it. So it's kind of a interesting, inconvenient problem. At the end of the day, the American consumers getting ripped off, but they don't seem to notice. And there are no marches in the streets of United States cities of upset Americans being forced to pay these duties and taxes from their own government because I don't know why. It just isn't there. And as long as politicians in Washington aren't pressured to make changes, they don't make changes, and they assume that this so far is acceptable, and we'll just kind of go with it. The Chinese, of course, and other countries are upset with the United States reason, except to protect domestic industry, which is socialism. And so, certain socialistic countries are upset at the United States for becoming very socialist, even though they say they're not, but they are. And so around we go. But in an economy that's booming or growing, no one seems to notice, and so it's okay. And so there you are. No one's getting unelected because of this. It's nothing personal. It's just business. It's nothing personal. It's just business. Anyway, there you go. There's the latest on that. Try to keep politics out of it. It's hard, very hard sometimes. Thank you for being here. We're getting ready to open up in about 40 odd minutes. We've got an 86-point drop in New York, 13-point drop on S&P, 59 on NASDAQ. Waiting to see what's going to happen with some of the stocks we've been following here. It was a crazy day on Friday, watching some of our stocks do well, some of them not do well. Just recapping on Friday, last time we looked at stocks, Rocket Lab ended up losing 15 cents on the day to 15.98. And SoFi ended up with a gain on the day at 16.45. GameStop was up $1.44 to 176.91. Matterport was down all day, but managed to only lose 27 cents. It actually came back close to 18.64, got down to 18.22. So it came back 40 odd cents of the 60-cent loss. ME got down to 8.89 at the bell Friday, down 17 cents. SmartRent was up 44 cents at the end of the day, even though that was off its highs of the day. Still gained 44 to 13.46. The big mover, SPIRE Global. SPIRE Global, the satellite company, the company that operates satellites in space. This one here, I've been looking for stories on it. I've been looking for info. I've been looking for opinions. I've been looking for kind of guidance, any kind of reaction from market professionals, commentators. And all I can find is that the explanation is that, the reason maybe the stock went down, is because in the latest filings the company made that with the takeover of their Canadian company that they're buying, Exact Earth, excuse me. By buying Exact Earth, the company is changing a lot of new shareholders, more earnings, more revenues, blah, 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 blah. There could be adjustments made going forward regarding the possible release of restrictions on some stock. And the street, again, not knowing the full story, just jumped to conclusions that, up to 80 million shares might become free trading all of a sudden. And then I heard 62 million, and I've heard different numbers. There's even talk about, there's a whole bunch of warrants out there, and those could become free trading if those get converted. Well, what some pundits don't seem to understand, maybe it's because they've never been a stockbroker before. They don't know how the business works. There are a lot of these guys out there who do not know how the markets work, and never knew and never will know. If you have a warrant, you have the right to convert that warrant into stock in the company, depending on the term of the warrant. It's kind of like a stock option. except the warrant doesn't last 3 months. A warrant can last 5 years, longer. But if I were to convert a SPIRE warrant into stock, I got to come up with 1150 cash plus a warrant, give it to the company, and say, here's the warrant, here's 1150 cash. I want to buy a share. The company will issue you a share, and they get 1150 a share in their treasury. Stock's at 710 on Friday night. So the company would love it if I came walking through the door with a million warrants and saying, hey, I want to buy 1,000,000 shares of your stock at 1150 a share. Here's $11.5 million. The company go, great. We just added 11.5 million cash into our treasury, and we just issued 1,000,000 shares out at 1150 a piece. Do you think those shares are going to be for sale tomorrow morning at $7.10 a share because they're free trading? I don't think so. Why would I now want to sell my stock that I just bought for 1150? And I was under no pressure to do so. It's not like I had to buy these at 11. These warrants are an option. Option means my choice, not obligation. Option. So I didn't. I'm going to buy 1,000,000 shares at 11.5. I'm not going to sell them at 710. What am I, nuts? What am I going to do that for? So the street, for some reason, this is the wildest thing. There are people out there who actually think, oh my God, 60 million shares are going to come free trading. They're all going to dump the stock. And I'm thinking, why would they do that? 25 million shares were issued under what was called a pipe financing deal. That was $10 a share in cash. Why would these folks want to sell at 710 or less? What are they, morons? Is it everything they had? Did they borrow money from aunts and uncles to buy $250 million worth of stock? No. We're talking about pension funds, hedge funds, mutual funds, ETFs with long investment windows who bought this stock for the next 10, 15 years. They're looking at this thing to go to 100 a share, 150 a share, way down the highway. They're not interested in selling stock at 710 or 720. They didn't ask, and they don't need to get a so-called free trading designation on their stock to make them feel better that they have these shares. They bought these shares under the pipe financing arrangement, knowing going in that it could be a couple of years before they can even sell their stock. This is not a secret. This is an open transaction. You want to read it yourself, go into the SEC filings. If you've got hours of your time to spare, go to SEC filings from months ago, and you can read all about these pipe financing deals and everything else. Insiders of the company. Why would the insiders of the company want to dump stock in their company after they just announced 2 weeks ago, we're taking over this company from Canada? SPIRE is a growing concern. They are expanding out. The management of the company are very busy right now with paperwork to effect the merger, to effect the takeover. They're growing their company. They're not shrinking their company. The stock was $19 a share 3-4 weeks ago. They've seen those levels as a taste of the future. They're not offering stock at $7 or $8 a share. So this whole notion that, oh, well, 60 million shares could come free trading, they could all get out. Why? Why would you dump this thing? Is the company going out of business? No. Are they out of money? No. Are their sales decreasing? No. Are they shrinking as a company? No. Are they one of those Chinese companies that owe all kinds of monies to debt holders? No. It's the opposite. The North American company, clean balance sheet, growing concern, acquiring another company, probably acquiring additional companies going down the road. This is a growing company. These shares are not for sale. They're not going to be for sale. Even if they're free trading, it makes no difference. It makes absolutely no difference to the valuation of the corporation. None. Will not affect the operation of the company in any way, shape, or form. So it's a nothing burger. But if you are you're a hedge fund, or you're part of a group that has decided to attack this stock because it's a new publicly traded company, not well known by everyone in the world, thin trader, thin float, so it doesn't take a lot of movement and volume to move this stock. We've talked about this for weeks, how a couple 100,000 shares, it'll go up $2 a share or down $2 a share. If you are aware of this, you're going to use every trick in the book to scare people out of the stock, to try to hoodwink them into getting out. And if you've already written all kinds of call contracts out there, and you've purchased all kinds of put contracts out there, and now you attack the stock with short sale strategies, here we go. And one of the things you're going to do, if you're any good at all, is you're going to hire shills to spread the bad news, to create rumors of 80 million shares could be coming free trading at any time. There could be a huge dump of stock on this stock. You're going to scare out a lot of people. That's what you're going to try and do, because you want the stock to drop from the 14, 15 level as low as humanly possible. Because if you're successful in keeping the stock under 750 a share, as an example, that means that any stock option that has been written that had a 750 exercise price or higher, and some were up to 25 bucks, 30 bucks each, those will all expire worthless. Now, these guys had for weeks been selling and writing call options and bringing in anywhere from $2 to $12 a share in premium, depending on how expensive these things were. They could have brought in tens of millions of dollars in cash from the options market, which they in turn turned around and reinvested right into the put market and bought a whole bunch of put options, went long on put options, 5s, 6s, 7s, 8s, 9s, 10s, all the way up. So that if the stock does come from 12.15 to 7, like it did, the put options go way up in value, the call options go way down in value, and the difference is a double win. You got the big win on the option writing side for writing calls, you got the mega win on the option purchase, and you can literally now unwind these positions while the stock is sitting here. You don't have to wait until the 15th of this month, October, to make your win. You can literally just be buying back your call options for pennies on the dollar that you wrote them for, sell off your put options for dollars on the penny that you bought them for, and cash in your millions and millions and millions of dollars. In the meantime, you've got the stock down here. You might be short a million shares or two. You're now just going to try to buy back 1 or 2 million shares over the next week or two. But you're going to keep coming up with bad news. You're going to keep paying guys to produce really bearish articles about the future of the company. And you're not going to insult any of the management. You don't want to do that. You don't want to attack any one person. You just want to be, spreading the falsehoods that a whole bunch of stock could come out at any time, and there could be a flood of market stock at the market, keeping the price down, when it's not true. Because again, what's the motivation for a pension fund to say, okay, I've had this stock for 4 months, I guess I'll sell it now for a $3 share loss? Really? Is that what you bought it for? A 3-month hold? I don't think so. You didn't. Because they didn't feel, and they didn't know going in at $10 share that they might be able to get out in 3 months. That was never part of the equation. The equation was, yeah, we'll buy this for a 5-10 year hold because we like the management, we like the style, and we like the direction they're headed. Anyway, it'll be interesting to see how the stock performs today. We're at 7:30 on the pre-market. We've had a total of 62,000 shares trade, nothing burger. We're up to 7:30, up 20 cents a share. Nothing much going on there. I'm personally, this thing should be $12, $14 a share. I mean, that's like a minimum because they've done nothing corporately to justify any kind of a drop in their price of their stock. They've done absolutely nothing in a corporate sense to in any way would make an investor go, oh, I think I have to reevaluate this company because they just announced this announcement about their satellite technology or something like that. They've done nothing. They're just busy as can be doing what they're doing. But the players are out there, the manipulators are out there, the shenaniganers, they're out there, and the battle is on. Now, could it be that today the shares run back to $8.50 to $9 a share or more? It could happen. It could happen. Why can it happen? The reason it could happen is because all the puts that were purchased already weeks ago have already been sold off. They've cashed in already. The calls that they wrote, they bought them back already. And they're now flat on their options. They've made their $100 million, $50 million, $30 million, $5 million, whatever the number is, they've made it. And now they're just going to slowly buy back their stock and unwind their short position. Remember, they shorted this stock at 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, all the way up. They don't have an average of $7 a share on their short position. They have an average more like around $9.50 to $10 on their short position. So they can afford to pay up to $9 a share and still be making money on all the stock they've shorted to drive it here in the first place. It is on a short sale restriction list today because it dropped more than 10% on Friday. So yeah, could the stock go to 850, 950 today? Sure could. Yep, it sure could. Should you be buying it down here? Yes, you should. If you can get your hands on this, definitely be doing so. It's also possible. Just keep this in mind. While these other guys were buying back their call contracts and selling their put contracts, it is entirely possible that they could have been taking a new position on their options and that they're now long call options. Cheap, like you've been buying, some of you guys. They're also short put options. They're writing them. As I've been suggesting, some of you consider writing put options against this. It could well be that they've been writing a ton of put options and buying a ton of call options. Literally switching sides. And they've cashed in on the one side. Now they're taking the second side, and they'll start buying back their stock, and they'll help the stock get to 950 or more. They now have a vested interest in having the market go back to $10 a share, because at $10 a share, they're sitting on $5 contracts, $6 contracts, $7.50 call contracts. All these contracts are in the money, and they're doing rather nicely. Even their 8s and their 9s, even their 10s will be up. On the put side, they've written 1250s, 15s, 20s, 10s. They're all falling off until they're loving this on the other side. So they're scoring millions again on the call and the put side as they're running up the market. So it is possible. It is not saying it'll going to happen today, but it wouldn't surprise me if it happened today or tomorrow or all this week, that these shares start to recover into this $9, $10, $11 level again. They didn't go back to 15, let's say. Might not go that high, but if they got back to 10 or 11, a whole lot of people are going to make a whole lot of money on this dip of what's happened. But these guys have been making money on the way down, now on the way up. I don't know. I'm just throwing it at you to say, folks, this is something to keep in mind when a stock goes too far, too fast, that the pros are on both sides of the market at all times. And they're ready and able to take advantage of wild, emotional stock price swings, volatility swings. They're there for that. We saw it on GameStop for months. We've seen it on AMC for months. We could see it here on SPIRE. This might only be a 2-week thing, a 2-week promo where it went from 15 to 7, 7 back to 14. That might be it, all in 2.5 weeks. This could the whole thing, and then they're gone. They're out of here. They're out of here, and they move on. And the company has not changed. The insiders haven't changed, sold any stock. They haven't done anything at all. Everyone's just moving forward. But in the meantime, a lot of investors got hurt. A lot of investors got smart. A lot of investors picked up stock super cheap, but a lot sold stock that they shouldn't have sold at cheap prices because they were scared out of it. And that's the crime right there from these guys, having scared people out of their stock. But the SEC isn't going to do anything about it, from what I can tell you, because they don't seem to do anything about this sort of stuff. They don't seem to be involved in these investigations, because they don't even launch investigations on this kind of thing. I haven't heard anything from any sources anywhere that there's an investigation into viewing what's going on with the stock. So, well, I'll let you know if I do. But at the moment, we're at 730, 732 on SPIRE. And there's the latest information there. On Friday, ATIP was up down a penny on the day. Nothing happened. But for the last 3 hours, 4 hours, the ATIP shares could not get over 380 a share. They would reach 380 a share, but they could not go beyond 380 a share. And so far this morning, it looks to me to be about the same thing. I'm looking at pre-market here, 29,000 traded. Last trade, 379. No movement on the stock. Now, I don't know whether it's an active market or not. I can't tell you who's doing what, why, when, where, but at the moment, this stock is locked in. It is just locked here at this price. And again, there is no, I don't know how that's legal. I don't know. I guess if I had a sell order for 20 million shares and I put it in at 380, and it's like fill that market until it's done, leave it there. I guess I could cap it at 380, couldn't I? I mean, if I had 20 million shares and only a million shares are wanted every day, it would take 20 days of buying to take me up. So it won't go over 380 as long as I do that. I don't know if anyone's doing that. I don't know why anyone would do that. I don't understand what the upside would be anywhere. Um, I'm trying to figure out like sinister reasons. I'm trying to come up with bad guy reasons. And if this is Hollywood, I would wonder, do you think maybe a group of sinister market players would purposely offer gazillions of shares for sale at 380, not allowed to go above 380, because all the law firms want to bring as many clients in to sue the company on those charges, and they want to keep the stock down so that they keep driving more clients to them. So is it through the lawyers that's this being done? Like I'm desperate, man. I'm looking for any kind of Hollywood story on this because I can't find any real reason why this is going on. Anybody out there know? You let me know. All right. Okay. I don't understand. AB is here with a donation. Hey, buddy, how you doing? A question, Bruce. Weird about the $8 May 2022 SPIRE calls on Friday. This is weird. The bid ask only had a 5-cent difference, and volume was 200 plus. 200 plus. Interest was like 1. How glitch? What's going on? Yeah, it's probably glitch. AB. And all of you out there, I know that you follow these option markets, and you all have different platforms that you watch these quotes on. Some of you do what I do, and you just go to marketwatch.com and see what they're doing, or we some of you type in the stock name and then put in option chain and hit a search button, and you'll get the NASDAQ option chain quote. Might be 15 minutes late, but they're free and you can look at all the stats. Some of you do have advanced option trading privileges with your online stock providers, and some of you get a lot of detailed info on your options trading. More power to you. Since I don't trade options and I don't trade stock, I'm just a commentator. I don't have any of these apps. I don't have an account at any of these outfits. And so I'm just relying on street info. But AB, you make a good point that it's possible. It's not, it wouldn't surprise me in the least that what you're looking at is a misquote or a glitch in the system, because as many of you are beginning to figure out, and as you were watching my lessons through my website at stockmarkerswithbruce.ca, you've been watching my lessons and you've been figuring out, oh my God, I cannot believe it. When Bruce talks about how big the market is for options, I had no idea how massive this business really is. Just on SPIRE here, for October 15 expiry, you have call and put options starting at what, 250 strike prices, and then they go up from there all the way to like $30, and then there are options that expire in, I think it's November and then December or January, and every month or so, right? But on something like Apple, which is the most valuable publicly traded company in the world with the highest liquidity of any stock in the world, and blah 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 blah. The options market on Apple, we have options expiring every Friday, and they're available in every 50-cent level. Like exercise prices are 50 cents or $1 minimum. So you might be able to buy and sell. Say the stock's at 140, you can buy a 140 call a 141 call, a 142 call, a 43, 44, all the way up or all the way down from 39 to 138, 137, 136. So you can buy calls in dollar increments up and down the chain, puts up and down the chain from 140 up and down. And you can buy and sell those contracts. You can buy and sell contracts of those levels for every Friday for the next 2 years. So there's at least 108 $140 call options you can play on Apple, because that's 2 years worth, 52 weeks a year. Make that 104. 2 weeks a year, three years would be 156 of them. So there could be 156 $140 call options available that you can play with, either expiring this week or the next week or the week after, the week after, the week after. On and on it goes. And the same with the puts. And every dollar on each one going forward the next 3 years. So we're talking about thousands and thousands of contracts that are available on Apple alone. And every week another series expires, and another week a new series gets created that's 3 years, has 3 years to live. And the Chicago options exchange professionals and IR department desperately tried to keep the systems running to track these contracts against the stock move all day long. And there are times where there's a quote that's wrong. And it's the quote you're looking for. That one you need is the one that's wrong. And that's how, I get these messages from time to time going, is this a glitch? Probably. Yeah, it's a glitch. Just got to cut them the best break you can. That's all I can do. There it is. That's the story on contract. Anyway, folks, here you are. We have 19 minutes to go before we open today, and I want to thank you all for popping in here and seeing us. This is our last day in Canada. For those you're just joining us, this is our last day in Canada. Jen and I, we're flying out tomorrow to California. We went to our local Shoppers Drug Mart store here in Calgary, one of the nearest ones here, near our top secret location where we are. And we got an on the spot test yesterday. Took about 15 minutes, and they both came back negative, so we're cleared to go. We can go tomorrow to the airport. We can clear U.S. Customs at the Calgary airport tomorrow. Once we go through that, we're in a part of the airport that is now U.S. territory for balance of the day. Once you're in there, you're in the USA kind of thing. You're pre-cleared. So when we land, we're going to land in LAX tomorrow. When you land in Los Angeles, you are getting off a domestic aircraft at a domestic gate. So when you get off the plane, you're surrounded by all kinds of people coming and going everywhere. There's flights to Cincinnati here, Pittsburgh here, Houston here, Frisco there. You're in America because you did all that in Canada pre-clear. It's very convenient for Canadians to do that. It's really convenient for the airlines. It's very convenient for America because you can pre-screen Canadians here without having to worry about that. So very handy. So we'll get that done tomorrow, and we'll be in the USA, and off we go. So I will not be on the air tomorrow, as Jen and I are traveling to Palm Desert, but we'll be on the air Wednesday. I have no idea what the screen is going to look like, what the background's going to look like. I have kind of an inkling, but I don't know how the lighting will look. So just bear with me. It'll be better than this. I can tell you that this right here, I'm suffering here from all the buffering because of all the hotel guests that I'm in. We're not in a hotel in Palm Desert. We're in a private facility with our own dedicated line. And so it should be a lot better, kind of like Creston quality. I quite look forward to it on Wednesday. And so just bear with us this one last day as I come to you from this secret hidden location that looks like a cave here in Alberta. We'll be on again today at 3 o'clock Eastern. I'll be on tonight on Traveling with Bruce for 2 shows tonight, for the Sponsor Member Hangout show at 7 o'clock Eastern, and then the big show at 8 o'clock tonight, where we talk about traveling traveling and cruise ships. I can't wait to talk about traveling tonight because I'll be traveling tomorrow. So things are happening, and we're excited, and we're pumped up, and we're jazzed up, and we're also anxious, and that's just the way it is. So welcome one, welcome all. I'm glad you're all here. Okay, thank you for joining us today. Let's see what else is going on here. Any more comments? I see a lot of folks talking to each other today, which is great. And nice to have you here. But yeah, why is he still in the Motel 6 today? Because Fenville, you weren't listening. You were not paying attention to me last week and the week before, and you read into the thinking that we would be in California today, when in reality, we will be there tomorrow and on the air Wednesday. That's why. So it's your fault. It's not my fault. Oh man! Oh man! Oh man! Oh man! Okay. Thank you all for popping in and seeing me today. It's great to have you here. A lot of folks saying hi there, and hi, Bruce in California. I'm in California here. Save yourself. Go somewhere else. Right. What else is going on? I'm not sure what else is going on here. Let's see. Yeah, there's investigations going on into those darn retail investors. How dare they try to make money in this market? We have to investigate this. Showing the Dow is only down 22 now, and NASDAQ down 58. So the markets are definitely improving quickly here. We're coming into the last 14 minutes. Show the Dow now down 7, S&P down 6, and NASDAQ down 47. So the market is definitely coming around at this point. We'll see how it wants to open, when it wants to open. SPIRE right now, 732 on 94,000 shares. Okay, it's better. SoFi right now, 1638 down 7 cents on 214,000. A couple of you wrote me on the weekend. You mentioned to me that you think it's possible that SoFi has already got their bank charter, based on some articles you've written. There's a lot of speculation out there, as there always is. But I can assure you that SoFi would not keep this secret. SoFi would not sit on this and go, well, we're not going to tell anybody. They're going to be really proud to announce that they got the bank charter. You can count on it. They'll make Wall Street very aware that we got the bank charter. Yeah, they got Wall Street guys going, let us know. Just as soon as you have it, let us know. I can guarantee that's coming. Rocket Lab down 20 cents to 15.78 right now. GameStop right now, 175.95 down 96 cents on 8,000 volume, nothing going on. ME closed at 8.89 on Friday. It's $9 this morning on 5,600 volume. So we got a very quiet opening on a lot of the stocks we follow. We haven't got a lot going on here at the moment. The Dow now down 2 points. So it looks like it wants to kind of turn it around. I'm not sure if it will. Usually these pre-markets, the market will get close to even and then back off a bit, and there's a hesitancy. But it's obvious to me, seeing the pattern here between the S&P 500, NASDAQ, and the Dow, there is no sell volume coming in here of any significance at all. There's actually quite a bit of nibbling coming in, bargain hunting. We did see results posted talking about the first 3 quarters of the year, about how the best performer in the last quarter was financials, and they were up 7% or something like that. And the worst performers were, was it retail or industrials? Can't remember. And they were down 2%, like down 2%. Oh, wow. Oh, the world's coming to an end. The stock markets on these stocks went down 2% in a quarter. Oh my gosh. It's a nothing burger, kids. There is so much cash searching for a place to park that it's constantly searching, where do I go, where do I go, what should I be in, what should I be out of? And even the analysts do not know where to send you right now. They don't know. They honestly do not know where to send you to put your money. And so they're spreading you around. They're just going, well, you can buy some ETFs, and you can buy some mutual funds, and you can diversify your holdings. That means we don't know where you should go. Do you buy Costco? Well, you got to be careful, because if there's supply problems, Costco might not deliver. So, okay, do you buy Target? Maybe not. Kmart? Maybe not.
What about Apple? Well, Apple sells a lot of stuff online, but Apple has supply problems. Well, what about Facebook? Well, Facebook doesn't make anything, but they've got PR problems. Okay, well, what about Google? Well, Google don't necessarily make stuff like T-shirts and cars and refrigerators, but they have a PR issue, and they also make a lot of money from advertising. And if the economy is going to slow down because of supply chain problems, or maybe inflation problems, or maybe someday there'll be higher interest rates, someday there'll be higher interest rates, like in 4 years, maybe Google's ad rates will go down. Yeah, someday. Good luck with that. I mean, there's so much money out there looking for a place to go. It doesn't know what to do with itself. That's the reality of the situation. What is my question this morning is what's IBM doing today? That's what I want to know. Let me see if I can, because why IBM is what we've been asking here. Why? It had such a run here on what was it, Friday? It was up like $4 just on Friday alone. IBM was showing here. Here we go. Up 439 was the Friday quote on IBM. That was wild. Like Johnny Carson used to say, that was wild. Let's see if I can get a pre-market on this. One of my devices will load up sooner or later. IBM, International, Business Machines. 142.94, down 38 cents. So we're not going anywhere. Got a headline here. Cinema chain AMC says global attendance this weekend was the best since the pandemic hit. Well, that's good stuff. Hopefully I'll make AMC go higher in price. Let's see if I can see anything on that. AMC. Oops, I don't see it here. I see GameStop still down $1.91, down $1.01 on GameStop, so that's not helping GameStop. But then why would it, right? Let's go AMC here. We'll try this. AMC, and we'll see if we can get a quote on our friends at AMC here. 38.97, up 51 cents. Now, had this headline come out about 2 months ago, this stock would be at $5 to $7 right now. But it's not up $5 to $7. It's up 49 cents. And that's bad news. Bad news because the retail investors of AMC are hearing the same thing over and over again. They're getting bored by it. There are no new groups of shareholders that are going to come in to buy up the stock anymore, because the millions and millions of holders have already come in here and have picked up this stock and run it into the 70s. Now it's sitting at 38.89, and people are going, well, it's kind of in the middle of the range. It could go up or down. They don't feel like the stock is about to leave them at the station, and they better get in. I mean, that's obviously looks like what's happening. 906,000 shares have traded on AMC this morning. That isn't enough to get people all jacked up either. I mean, we need 5 million volume here. We should be up $2 already, and it's not happening. So, unfortunately for AMC investors, they're not getting the benefit of this big announcement, this big headline on MarketWatch that the attendance number is the highest since the pandemic. It's not having an effect. Okay. Well, that's the way it goes. 7 minutes to the opening here. That's the story. Well, let's see what's going on. What is happening? Yeah, Tesla. People talking about Tesla here. They had a good delivery number. They're going full speed ahead as hard as they can. The orders are there. They've got the orders for the product. They want to get the product out the door. And it'll be interesting to see how this all plays out. I will be behind the wheel of a Tesla tomorrow for the very first time, a moving Tesla that I'll be driving. I'm quite looking forward to that. I've rented a Tesla through Turo, and I'm kind of excited about driving this thing to Palm Desert with Jen. It's going to be kind of fun. So we'll see how that all works out. This is going to be kind of we're going to grab one for a couple of weeks here. We'll see if we like it, and kind of go from there. So
going to finally be able to drive a Tesla in real life. Boy, that's going to be kind of fun. Um, let's see what's going on. Why is GameStop silent? The simple answer probably is that they have no material news to release at this point, and so uh, you know, yeah, nothing to talk about. You don't make an announcement. Um, they're at 176.16. What could they talk about? Is what we're always asking here, always. And we think we know all about the York, Pennsylvania distribution center. It's well underway. We know about the one in Reno. They're building that out. But those two announcements are not going to cook the stock. I mean, what's going to move the market is if GameStop were to come out and say, you know, compared to last quarter or a year ago, compared to 2 years ago, did you know that 60% of our sales is now e-commerce? Did you know that? If they came out with that kind of an announcement saying we are really shifting to e-commerce, or if they were to say something like, we were estimating that, at the end of last quarter, we told you that our sales was this much money, but we didn't give you any indication of how much money we'll think we generate this quarter. Well, we think we can give you a better idea now. We think for this quarter, we can generate money equal to X numbers of dollars. If that guesstimate came out and it was 30% higher than last year's quarter or the year before, or uh, in that announcement, they said not only is it higher, but here's where it's coming from. Like, this is why it's higher, and it's coming from online. And our margins are much higher than previous. If they were to come out with that kind of a progress report number, that kind of a progress report, that kind of indication of positive momentum, that would run your market. That would absolutely run your market. But they haven't done anything like this. It's not that they don't want to. It's not like they're going to sit on this information and hide it from you. That's not. That's not their style. Their style is, we got that kind of news to talk about. We're going to talk about it. But they obviously don't have that kind of news to talk about. And so at the moment, they're not yet at those kinds of performance indications. And so the stock waits, like we do, for more news. The next news expected from this company will be 6-8 weeks from now, financials. But and I know that we're getting kind of used to the financial release game that these guys play. It's a nothing burger. I mean, they set us up for, we think, great things, and then we get nothing. 5-minute conference calls with no questions. We don't take questions in 5-minute conference calls. This is hardly exciting stuff for shareholders. Again, I keep coming back again and again and again to the notion and the idea that these guys here for a year almost now, or a real good chunk of time, have had the world in the palm of their hands, desperate for any kind of information you want to tell us. And they have chosen time and time again to not say a word. And to me, I think they're blowing it. I think by not speaking, you're blowing it. I think you're better off being the other way. Talk lots and keep the world buzzing about you. That's the way I'd go about it. But then, I mean, look at me, a face for radio. You want to trust this face? I mean, come on, you can't do that. So maybe Mr. Cohen has the secret sauce to this upside of the stock, and he's ready to unleash it. But I don't know it yet. So anyway, that's it. That's why that's all I can tell you about this answer. That's all I can address this one about. Well, there you go. Aboriginal Indian is wondering, I think SoFi is saving the bank chart announcement until it gets close to the Super Bowl. I don't think so. The Super Bowl is next February, and I don't think they're going to wait that long. If they have the bank charter now, they're going to announce it now. They'll have a lot of other news to talk about in February. So I don't think so. We're about to open. We're about to open up here, guys. Let's see what happens. Let's see what's going on. What is going to happen with the opening? Welcome one, welcome all. Those of you who are here as members, I thank you so much. You are the backbone of this channel, and we love you for it. Those of you who are here as subscribers, we love you as subscribers to this channel. We would love to get you to become members. Please consider becoming a member of this channel ASAP. Love to get your commentary here during these market hours. We're shifting over now to member-only commentary. And thank you, all of you who are here just as casual watchers. You're always welcome here at Stock Markets with Bruce. My female viewers, you're always welcome here. We try to be as respectful as all possible. Sometimes it's easier said than done. Forgive us if we slip up from time to time, but welcome all to the show. Thank you for the 201 thumbs ups already. Welcome to the market opening. They're clapping down there. They're clapping down there. So woohoo, the markets are underway. Let's see if the markets want to go higher today. That would be just fine by moi-vu. Let me pop up the market, see what I can see. AB, hey, thanks, buddy, for this second donation. What's the highest you'd go strike-wise for May calls on SPIRE? May next year, SPIRE, how high? Yeah, I tell you, I really, I would really like to, showing at 747 right now, 37 cents. $10 contracts would be, you're out there. I mean, you're 250 away. Closer in would be better if you could. But I mean, tens, I'm sure between now and then there'll be a $10 price tag, I'm sure, and much more. So there's money, but it's up to you what kind of gambler you are. And some of you are gamblers. I know it. I love it when Chio says member only time. Yeah. Larry says, I lied. I just have time to ring the bell. I got to go to the doctor. Larry, good luck with that. Fanatic, Uncle Bruce, you're so insightful. This is a great channel. I'm learning a lot. Thank you, Fanatic, for your kind words, and welcome to the show. Let's take a look at the opening on our stocks here. SPIRE 766 up 56 cents. Question is, of course, will these guys, girls, people who dropped the market now run it because they've shifted positions? And we got to go with them. 203,000 volume. We're at 766 up 56 cents. Rocket Lab is down 37 cents at the moment. I've got SoFi down 11, GameStop down $1.90, Matterport down 13, ME down 12, SmartRent up 44 cents again, SPIRE up 50 cents, ATIP down a nickel, Cyxtera down 7, AMC down 20 cents on the opening. Robinhood down 30, Vanik down $1.91, Home Depot down $1, IBM down 3, the Dow up 4.8. So we have a negative start to the day. I don't know how long it's going to last. I don't know how serious this is. Let me just refresh everything. I got a 17-point gain now on the Dow now, and we're going to take another look at our opening and see how we're looking. These first few minutes, everything has to settle in, as you all know. All right. Yeah, here you go. Fenivel, I'm a firm believer in the GameStop to the moon, but now I just sell covered calls to earn money from it. This is what you do while you wait. Absolutely. Let's see here. We're looking at SPIRE 763, hit a high of 793 already. How about that? Will it take a shot here? That is the question, kids. SPIRE, most interesting day, could be had by all. High of the day, 793. Right now, 768. Volume on SPIRE, I believe now is 397, almost 400,000 shares. I might be behind on my looking on this. So, kids, we're here. Ready for another day. SPIRE could be a most interesting play today. I know a lot of you took advantage of this market on Friday. You were averaging down all day long, and you were scooping up these 750 contracts and 10s and others. And I just say sit tight. This is not a 15-minute market today. This is going to be an interesting battle on SPIRE now going forward. I have no idea, who's going to say what, if anyone says anything. I have no idea. 774 up 64 cents. So let's see what's going on. Yeah, Martin, you got that right, buddy. They remain tight-lipped. Of course, they were very busy in the studio, and Paul McCartney was comparing tapes with his pal from the Beach Boys. They were working on their album, and the two of them were sharing some of their latest demos between each other. As Paul would fly to LA and he'd pop in, see these guys. I'm trying to remember the name of the guy who ran the Beach Boys. Uh, is a total different topic, so I'm off my brain mode here. Who was the guy who wrote all the music for the yeah, Pet Sounds? Who was the guy, the lead guy for the he stayed home while the other guys went on the road? Huh? Brian Wilson. Was that right? Brian Wilson. Yeah, Brian Wilson. There we go. Martin, thank you also. Jen, I woke Jen up with that one. And she's in on trivia too. Brian Wilson, yeah. So Brian Wilson and Paul McCartney would share tapes. They would Paul McCartney would come in and go into the studio and sit down with Brian Wilson. So this is what we did yesterday or last week. We did this one. What do you got going? Oh, this one. We're working on this one. The so-called top secret music business at that time was not top secret music business. Today, this would never happen. Never happen today. But back then, they were always comparing notes and outdoing each other with different ideas and soundtracking, dubbing, and everything. It was amazing, just amazing. Anyway, let's go Spire. Last Friday, anybody here bought Spire stock options positions are green now. Yeah, let's go Spire 753. Anytime you want to go, I'm a happy guy. That would be great. Two of my favorite albums, says Martin. Yeah, Sgt. Pepper's kind of changed the music world a little bit, didn't it? Just a little. Amazing. Uncle Bruce, I'm thinking of selling a put on GameStop 140 strike for January 2021, for expiry January 21, for around $1,700 premium. What do you think about that? Well, if you did that, you would be committing to buy GameStop for $123 a share. And as long as you're comfortable committing yourself to buying the stock for 123, if it ever got down there, you're good to go. I say, yeah. Why not? Take the $1,700. You only have to put up 14 grand to get 1,700 back. And it's only till January. I mean, this is now October 4. So November 4, December 4, January 4. 3.5 months. Nice return on your money. If the stock stays over 140, you'll never get exercised. Keep all 1,700. You're welcome. Nice going. There's the deal. Dr. Walter Bishop saying Delahoe, Fenville. I'm still adding GameStop to my portfolio. I'm very bullish on the fundamentals. There you go. Yeah, if you're bullish on the stock, you can always write puts on GameStop. That's one put contract, one put trade you could work on. You can write 140s, 145s, 150s on whatever price is comfortable. You can go beyond January. You don't have to worry about just January's, but there's premiums in them there hills. We're at 174.77 today, down 214 right now. Spire 760 up 50 cents right now. Smart Rent is now down 18. It's given up its gains. We got a gain on Sextera up 6 cents. We have IBM up 76 cents. We have the Dow up 33 points. Microsoft down 291. Apple down 144. Tesla up 1936. Bed Bath Beyond down 14 cents. BlackBerry down 16. Royal Caribbean down 81 cents at the moment. Goldman Sachs up 367. That's where we're at right now. Early trading in the morning, showing one gain on the Dow, but losses on S&P and NASDAQ. NASDAQ, the big loser, down 0.93 of a percentage point, down 134.90. That is the issue with regard to NASDAQ. That's where we're at. Okay. Here we are. Fenville, Dr. Walter, this is the perfect time to buy the dip. Once you have 100 shares, covered call is the way to go, since GameStop attracts a lot of interest and a lot of premium money. Indeed. There are folks who who watch my channel all the time and who watch my classes on my website who learned that you can write options on, say, a Monday or a Tuesday for this Friday expiry. There are those who write Monday, Tuesdays, Wednesdays. They write options every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday for not this Friday, but the next Friday expiry. They take advantage of these huge premiums and watch them shrink out. And some folks will write a contract today for a week Friday, so that's like in 9 trading days, but they'll buy them back next week, Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. They won't even wait until the Friday comes around. They'll buy them back with 2 or 3 days to go because they will lose 60%, 70% of their value
in that time frame. And there's nice ways to generate cash flow from holding of your GameStop, still being a long player. And if you want to use the gains you make on doing this strategy to buy more GameStop, well, you're doing yourself a favor. You're picking up more stock, taking it off the market. There you go. All kinds of potential here. Let's see. Sounds like a plan, says Dr. Vilbus. Had a good weekend in the vintage closing business, averaging down on some positions this morning. Woohoo. Well, way to go. Welcome back. We've got Smart Rent now up a penny. It's back up again. SoFi just went positive, up a nickel to 16.50. We've got SPIRE still at 7.58, up 47 cents. So we got a little bit of positivity coming in. We're still down 64 on Rocket Lab, but SoFi has turned it around now on about 2 million volume, and we're now at 16.51. We were as low as 16.24. So we've had about a 25-cent turnaround on SoFi. GameStop down $1.60. Matterport down 40 cents. 23andMe down 22 cents. Smart Rent up 2 cents. SPIRE at 7.59, up 49. ATIP down 8 cents. Sextera down 7. AMC down 53. Robinhood down 50 cents. Vanik ETF down 336. Home Depot down a penny. IBM up 52 cents. The Dow up 19.95. There's our early morning start to the day. Goldman is up 333. So the bank stocks are having a better day today. Probably the tech stocks are having a worse day. Bank stocks are having a good day, I'm assuming. 765 on SPIRE, up 50 odd cents. 761, 765 roughly. Waiting to see if there's more of a recovery coming on SPIRE through this whole trading thing. Or is this just a dead cat bounce? I don't know. We'll see if the volumes will justify it. They'll tell us. We're at 800,000 volumes so far, which again shows me there is no natural selling here. There are no panicked SPIRE shareholders dying to get out. The selling that had been coming in was manufactured purposely as short sale selling to drive down this market. That's what it was on Friday. This morning, there is no follow through. And so the first few minutes have come and gone. We're up a little bit. It's very likely, it could happen, that we get through this first 30 minutes and then we have a shot much higher because there's just nothing for sale here. The shorters did their damage on Friday. They got their positions done. They went long on their calls, short on their puts. And now they're happy to run this thing higher. It is entirely possible. Guaranteed to happen? Nope. But it could. We'll see what's going on. One day at a time, one trade at a time. One never knows what one can expect with this amazing market of ours. SoFi still up a nickel at 16.50, and we're up 2 on Smart Rent, up 40 on SPIRE. There's the only gains there. IBM up 63. We don't have a lot of gains here to talk about at this point. The Dow up 0.18 of a point. We have got nothing going on. We're down 16 on S&P, still down 150 on the NASDAQ, 1% drop on NASDAQ. That's the latest. Cheers to all of you from around the world. Uncle Bruce and Auntie Jen from Calgary, Alberta for the last day today. We're looking to be on a plane tomorrow morning for LA, and we will be heading to Palm Desert, California. And we'll be back on the air on Wednesday with you from the U.S. And I'm looking forward to that. It'll be a lot of fun. See how things go. One day at a time, one market at a time. What can we get? We don't know. How far we'll go, we can't say, but we'll be around to watch it. Yeah, looking forward to that. Kind of looking forward to an In-N-Out burger. Yeah, kind of been a while. March of 2020. Yeah, March of 2020. Last time we had an In-N-Out anything. That's too long. I never knew that the last time I had an In-N-Out that I wouldn't have another one for such a long time. Man, that's just not right. Okay. Connor, I'm almost back to my break even on my January calls for Matterport and for SoFi. Any idea why they're still dropping? Well, markets adjust all the time, but I kind of like how I look at all the stocks we're following, and when they're down pennies, and when they have good days, they're up dollars.
Kind of like that, except for Spire on Friday, broke that pattern. But yeah, I kind of like stocks that give up a little and then gain a lot. And Matterport is off 24 cents. Not even that. No, Matterport's off 61 cents. Excuse me. SoFi down 3 cents. So nothing burger here. It's all right. Let's see what they wanna give us when they want to give it to us. Um, gotta just go through each day, one day at a time, folks. That's all I can tell you. It is grind. Sometimes it's a grind, and you hate the grind, and you have to tolerate it. The Washington political crap is weighing on the market, no question about it. We're waiting for the Democrats to get their, stuff done and get through it. What can I say? There's an article here about SoFi this morning on Investor Place. It says high analyst price targets make SoFi Technologies worth considering. And let's see. What are they talking about here? They're talking about the past, what the stock did, and all that kind of stuff. I don't think they're talking about this $1.1 billion financing, though. I don't think that's been coming up here. Talking about how Jeffries has given this a nice price target, as have others. Mitsu has given it a $28 price target. So there's some nice high price targets for SoFi out there, and that could be a good thing. I couldn't argue that. I agree with that 100%, 110%. I just believe that this $1.1 billion financing they just put together, which closes tonight, by the way, it'll close today. I think this is the cat's meow. I think it's fantastic. There could be conversion into the common stock of SoFi at $24 to $32 a share. I'm okay with that. With my shareholders and viewers watching me here, you guys are all into this at 14 to 20 something dollars a share. You're all going to do just fine with this deal. So yeah, bring it on. I wish all of my former stacks did deals like this. The 1.1 billion they're raising, they're paying 0% interest on it. 0% interest on this money for 5 years. I like this deal. I wish I could get one of those for myself. Not a bad deal. All right. What else is going down? Connors wants to know, just curious if we're waiting on any news from them or heard anything. Well, of course, SoFi, lots of news. I just talked about it. Matterport, always news. Matterport just always has news coming out on the company. I just noticed this morning, was on Twitter. I noticed on Twitter this morning there were some articles about Matterport talking about the future of retail. How Matterport's 3D software is changing retail completely. A lot of firms have adapted the Matterport camera systems to basically they have sent people into all of their franchise locations to Matterport their properties, the back and the front, storage and retail. And then they then utilize the imaging software to build the doll houses. They can then see their entire stores in 3D at head office. And folks in head office who are not in head office, they're at home, because how many of you are working from home? Even head office people are working from home. The folks, the merchandisers, the folks who help companies better display their product, they're working from home off of Matterport 3D imaging software, and they're basically knowing the dimensions of every shelf and the height adjustments that each shelf can have. They are literally building artificial stores from this. They're sending files back to each location, to each store manager, and they're saying to the store manager, make sure your associates there have handheld devices so they can see this Matterport illustration, because Halloween is coming up, for example. We want you to take shelf number, aisle number 4. We want you to completely put it in
put everything in there as Halloween only. But here's how we want it laid out. And we want masks here, costumes here, this over here, this over there. We want the candy over here, we want that there. And the whole shelving thing is all pre-done at head office. And now these stores literally just copy the playbook. But because Matterport has been used in each separate location, there generally are not two locations exactly alike. They're all different and subtle in their own way, so that the head office staff can adjust the look, the display for each shelving run at each location. So if you're talking about Rite Aid or CVS or any of these, multi hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands, of locations, you can now show each manager, this is how I want your store to look. This is what I want you to do in your store. Get your associates there to lay out the merchandise this way. No longer does a person have to fly out from head office or a regional office. No longer does a regional manager have to drive in all day to 4 or 5 stores to check them out. It's all done through Matterport, and they tell the staff, once you get it all done, take photos of the entire display and send them to us by email. And they compare. They compare how they look in real life compared to the Matterport version that they've come up with, and they'll make any adjustments going forward. Changing retail forever, because we go from Halloween stuff right to Christmas stuff, right to Valentine's Day, right to the next one and the next one. It's incredible. This is going to be a huge money saver for retailers, time saver for retailers, big time saver. And for regional managers, easy peasy. They don't have to worry about some district guy coming in at 2:00 today to see me to tell me how to do my Halloween display. They've already got it. The email is in, and they're already on it. And so if the manager does come in for a surprise visit, it's all over here. Check it out. We already photographed it for you. But yeah, I think this will become a major time saver, money saver for most of corporate America on the retail side. Really huge. Matterport. Anyway, yeah, you're going to make money in your Matterport. But, we have to tolerate days like today where we're at $17.91. We have to just get through the quiet days. We're at 50-point gain on the Dow, down 15 on S&P, down 181 on NASDAQ. All right, let's see. Just got 180 more SPIRE right on. And let's see. Cheddar Stacks, you sold at 21. You might get back in. Well, 1784. Keep an eye on it. What I just said is dangerous game because it could have gone from the other direction. That's true. That is what can happen. You never know when they're going to pop. No one knows. Let's go. Uncle Rant, good morning. Hey, Bill. Rough day to have options. Let's see. A silly idea. Matterport shopping experience where you could walk the store's aisle from home and not have to put on pants. How about that? How handy is that? We've got a 118 drop on Rocket Lab. SoFi up 6 cents. GameStop down 14 cents. Matterport down 70. 23andMe down 34. SmartRent down 3. SPIRE Global holding a 15-cent gain at the moment. ATIP down 4.5 cents. Sextera down 11. AMC down 71. Robinhood down 60. Vanek down 507. The Home Depot down 112. IBM up $1.41. Dow is up 20. Microsoft down 527. Apple down 227. Tesla down 24.17. Bed Bath Beyond up 3 cents. BlackBerry down 12. Morel Caribbean up 37 cents. Goldman up 541 today. Looking very good. This is our early indications. Still watching a mixed market on the big markets here, between the Dow being up 36, S&P down 17, and NASDAQ down 185, which is 1.25%. NASDAQ is definitely having a negative day today. But it's on its own. The others are the opposite to that. They're not near that rough at all. SoFi is green. Yeah, baby. Come on, SoFi. Up 9. 1654. Let's go, baby. Smart Rent up is green too, up 7. SPIRE now holding a 3-cent gain. SPIRE volume now 1.15 million. And I'm curious about it because I'm wondering, well, we had the first spurt. Let's see what comes in. Not a lot comes in. If it dries out here, she could take another shot, much higher than this. I'm sure that some market players are watching very closely how the share will react, and of course keeping an eye on the big market at the same time. But they're watching how the share will react, and get in at these lows, maybe. I don't know. Let's see. 725 up 15 cents. We just jumped 12 cents here in just one trade. 1.155 million volume so far on SPIRE. Okay, that's the dealio. Volume on SoFi 3.2 million today. 1653 last trade. That is the high of the day. We're at the high of the day on SoFi right now. Not a great big fat high, but it is definitely the high of the day on the stock. That's what we got so far this morning, everybody. Welcome to the show. And let's see. Good morning, everybody from Freethinker. Right on. Right on, everybody. Welcome one, welcome all. Up 8 on SoFi. GameStop down 81 cents. Not a lot going on. SPIRE up 12 cents. This is it. This is it. Not a lot. Not a lot. Beyond that, not a lot going on. What else can I tell you? We're just scrambling here to finish off what we have to finish off, saying our final goodbyes to a few folks, and getting ready to hit south. Very much eager to go, eager to hit on there, and see what the next few months bring us. Starting to look at cruises. Starting to check out cruises for the new year. Could we possibly do a cruise out of California? And we're looking at possibilities. We'll let you know if we settle on something. But at the moment, it's full steam ahead to head south only at this point. How are the teeth? Oh my gosh. Well, the worst was Thursday. Friday was bad. But I began noticing Thursday night and Friday the pain from deep within the jaw was diminishing. Saturday was the first day that I wasn't looking at the clock all the time, trying to figure out when can I take my next pain pill. I didn't have to worry about the 4-hour deadline anymore. It went like 5 hours, and it went 6 hours, and it went 7 hours. Yesterday, I think instead of taking 4 or 5 pain pills, I took 2 maybe, and it's really coming around. Still suffering from soreness from the hygienist, the individual teeth where he was going under the gum line to try to get stuff. Had a lot of pain in that region, but that is diminishing quickly too. So we are definitely coming along here on that. But the big picture, like the big problem, seems to be resolved. So we're optimistic for that, and we're hoping for the best. Jen just walked by. She's up in the boot. Oot in the boot. She's here. Fantastic. So Jen and I are thrilled that we're, this is a big one, because with the flight out tomorrow, I did not want to still be suffering from deep inside jaw problem pain. I didn't want to have that, because that would have meant an infection. Well, that's all gone, and we're all clear. And so now it's just the little spots here and there, but they're quickly dissipating. So yeah, we're definitely happy. I'm not going back for anything more, I'll tell you that. What can I say? And let's see. When SoFi will do a run to the 20s, is it I will sell 30%? Is that what you're saying, Bella? Well, I think by the time it gets to the 30s, I think a bunch of you are going to be up really nicely. 20s and 30s, you're going to be pretty happy with your returns. See how we do. Watching these markets here, we're still up 56 on the Dow, down 12 on S&P, down 157 on the Dow. Wait, I bought SPIRE 750s on Friday when Bruce was strung out on pills. What? What am I doing following this guy? That's crazy. We're now at 730 on SPIRE, up 21 cents. What can I say? And we're up 16 on SoFi, 1661 now. High of the day, 3.56 million. Would sure be nice to see SoFi and SPIRE have a $2, $3, $4 run each one. Wouldn't that be kind of a fun day thing? Yeah, you mentioned stupid high insurance travel. Have you got that resolved? Okay. We're still looking into it. We are finding that the coverage is not very good. We're finding that you pay a very high premium for a whole lot of red tape and a whole lot of limited coverage. Like, to give you an idea, like they'll say something like, if you go into the hospital, you're covered for $4,000 a day. Depending on the hospital you go to, for what it ails you, $4,000 a day isn't going to get you into the lobby. It's just ridiculous. I'm seeing stuff like we're seeing coverage where the two of us combined, it's like $6,000 a year, but the deductibles and the payables are like $10,000 a year. Like, you're just going, this is ridiculous, and to get that, I got to go through hoops like you can't believe. Where if I'm a cash buyer of services, I can negotiate. I mean, it's stupid. I hear you, though. I know many of you will give me the Bruce, you have no idea of the nightmare scenarios. I know them. We're still looking at this. We're still looking at a lot of this, but I got to tell you, the problem with the health insurance right now, because of COVID, it's all over the map. There's no consistency anywhere, and there is just no one provider that stands out that we can really identify. Because we're from Canada, we have a different situation here. We may end up with Blue Cross out of Canada to help us with something catastrophic kind of thing. It is really murky out there. I mean, it's not like jumping into a swimming pool in nice clear water. No, it's a muddy water thing, and I don't know what to make of it. Anyway, crazy. I had oral surgery last week ago. Same boat, says Ashley. Hi, Ashley from Auntie. Wisdom tooth had to cut some jawbone to get it out. Oh my gosh, yikes. Joe, that's dedication, Uncle Bruce. Thanks for the shows last week. Hi, Auntie. Yeah, I had my wisdom tooth removed last weekend, but it was there were only chunks of it left. It's been disintegrating for 3 years, and thankfully, about a year and a half ago, a chunk came out the one day. I ate something crunchy, and a chunk came out, and that killed the nerve. And so ever since, any other chunks coming up, no pain whatsoever, because the nerve has been shot. And so what my dentist removed last week was the leftovers, and it was a nothing burger. Thank goodness. That was the easiest procedure of all of them, and it was the last one he did. Anyway, heads up, not verified. Banks and ATMs around the world having issues offline. Well, keep an eye open for that. Not sure if that's true. We'll see what that's all about. OPEC reaches output deal. Apparently, there's a rumor going around, or a headline, that OPEC has made a deal on production numbers. Well, we'll see what that's all about. We'll follow that. SoFi up 16 to 1661. GameStop down 126 right now. Matterport down 64, sitting at $18. ME at 862. We got Smart Rent down a penny. Spire up 22. Rocket Lab down 131 to 1467. Xterra down 3 cents. ATIP down 3 cents. We've got IBM up 178. The Dow
up 42 points. We got S&P up down. Sorry, we have the Dow down now. The Dow is down. Let me double check this. 13 points. S&P down 24. Nasdaq down 200. That's what's going up. Okay. Waiting to see what else is going on here. So just stand by, folks, as we watch all the trading. A month ago, I paid $232 for an IBM call. It's a strike 160, expiring 14 April. It's worth $360 now, and plenty of time to grow. Yeah, man, that's good stuff, Evan. James, I'll be 40 next year, and my wisdom teeth just started growing in a few years ago. I've been having a lot of mouth pain lately, and probably have to get them removed soon. You may have to, because they will create, other issues. Yeah, might need to be done. Yes, B of A was offline on the 1st, says Sextel. Johnny, morning from the golf course. Bruce, good morning from the golf coast, Johnny. Thanks to the dip on SPIRE, I was able to increase my position to 100 shares. Thinking about writing a covered call, you suggest close to or far expiration, you are the best. I wouldn't be writing a SPIRE covered call right now. Not with the stock at $7.32 a share. I would not be writing a covered call. No way. Hang tight. Okay. The Dow still down 35. We've got S&P down 26. We have Nasdaq down 204. That's what we have right now. As we struggle along, SoFi 1661. High today 1667. That's where we're at right now. Okay. Following this market, yeah, not a lot to talk about there. Starting next weekend, so yeah, Saturday, Sunday coming up, and the weekend after that. If any of you want to do any one-on-one consultations with yours truly, private consultations, send me an email at my email address and just say, "Hey, Bruce, I'd like to do a one-on-one. When can you fit me in? I'll let you in. Let you know." That's my email address right there for any one-on-one consultations. We'll do those Saturdays and Sundays, probably in the mornings, sort of Eastern time, morning time. So from 9 Eastern, 10 Eastern until like noon Eastern, something like that for Saturday and Sunday. So if anyone would like to do something like that, let me know. We'll see if we can squeeze you in. Fantastic. What else is I going to show you here? No, nothing else. I had something else I'm going to work on here in just a second here. Let me see if I can figure this out. Out and a boot. Here we go. And let's go there. And here we are. Yes, let's see if we can do this from here to here. Where am I? Here I am. And I'm going to go here. I'm going to go here. And we'll do that. We'll see if this can work anywhere any better. Just bear with me 1 second here while I make an adjustment. There we go. And I think we're good. Let's see if that works. There you go. We have a new P.O. box. Been getting some private emails asking me about this. If you would like to send anything to me and Jennifer, we do have a Calgary address right here. P.O. Box 23141, RPO Mission. That is a remote post office, Mission, Calgary, Alberta, in Canada. RPO Mission is just a district of Calgary. T2S 2B1. So if you'd like to send us a postcard from wherever you're watching, or you want to send me a Yoko Ono album, people do. There's the address right there, and we'll pop that up from time to time. That should be down below in the description of this video and every video I make, every live show I make, just so you know, right? All right. Thank you, everybody, for those comments. All righty, we got SoFi down 3 cents, unfortunately, 16.42. GameStop down $2. We have SmartRent unchanged. SPIRE up only 11 cents. We got a bit of a sell wave coming through, obviously, because the market is backing up a bit. We're down 35 on the Dow, down 26 on S&P, and we're up 210 on NASDAQ right now. That's where I see us at the moment. Cheers to all of you from around the world. With the stock markets with Bruce and Jen, we're both here, and we're staying on top of these markets as best we can. Thank you all for popping in to see us. Let's see what that is and what that is. We'll take care of that. So we're doing that. Double checking our Wi-Fi connections here this morning. All right. If any of you are in the Los Angeles area, if you're watching me from the LA area, let me know. We're thinking of, I'm thinking of possibly doing some kind of a meet and greet in the LA area one time. Would love to figure out a way to get together with some of you in person. The question is, how many of you are out there, and where can we do it? And because it's such a big area, Los Angeles is so huge, not easily done. But maybe on a weekend we can work something where we come out from the desert and head into the LA area and do an afternoon meet and greet somewhere in LA. That'd be kind of fun. I'd love to see you guys out there and have you come and meet us. I'll have to hire a stand-in, Jennifer, of course, because this one's busy. We'll see what happens. We'll keep you posted. We're down 8 points on the Dow, improving. Yay! Down 24 on S&P. We're down 200 on NASDAQ. Woohoo! Come on back. Yes, Sela says, I'm in LA. Absolutely. False boy, I'm sure IBM got off its fat, you know what, and has started running. Activity, LA resident here. I'm also in LA, says Nick. See, I know I have some. I know it. I know we have some there. We'd have to. We're going to see what we can do. We'll pick a place along a highway where people can get in and then get out once it's over, and we'll see what we can put together somehow and get a little meet and greet going down there and see some of my Californians. My Californians, what are you doing here? That's right. I can take the 5 to the 101 over to the 10 over to Svoboda. I love that skit on Saturday Night Live. Everything is green? No, everything is red. Everything is red. Oh my gosh. IBM's up 250 to 145.82, but everything else is red. Oh, what an ugly day here. Rocket Lab down 143. SoFi down 3 cents. GameStop down $1.69. Matterport down 84 cents. ME down 39. SmartRent down 11. SPIRE's up 15. It's the only one. ATIP down 69. Sextera down 6. AMC down 127. The ETF, VanEck Vector's down 516. We got Home Depot down 253. We have IBM, like I said, up 250. Dow's down 10. Dow just went green. Maybe we're turning it around. Microsoft down 550. Apple down 219. Tesla up 29.35. So one of the only ones up. They had a increase in deliveries, so they're delivering product. Bed Bath Beyond down 18. BlackBerry down 17. Royal Caribbean down 8. Goldman up 640. Bucking the odds. Goldman and SPIRE are going higher. Now we need all kinds of other stocks to do the same thing. Wouldn't that be nice? What can I say? It is what it is. Yeah, Jen, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Well, we're just seeing a sea of red today, but I'm wondering if it's just kind of the morning. And will we turn green this afternoon? Will the market come around the other side? I don't know.
Do you know what the temperature is inside?
Actually, use of that. Yes, Jen makes a very strong point here. Let me tell you something. Here in Calgary, right now, outside is 34 degrees. Yeah. It's time to get out of here.
Sweater weather.
We got to get out of this town.
I can tell you that next week, Tuesday, the high will be 45, the low will be 27. And next week, Monday, snow flurries are in the forecast.
Well, Halloween's coming.
Halloween's coming. It's time to get out of this town. That's why I'm so happy to be getting out of here, because Los Angeles, where we're heading tomorrow, the high tomorrow is expected to be 72 and pure sunshine. Cooling off Wednesday, Thursday, 68, 66, and 66 until Friday. Then back to 72 on Sunday. But the desert, thank you, man, it's 73 degrees right now in Palm Desert. So when we get there tomorrow, high of 91. It's got my name written all over it. I'll tell you that right now. Low of 70. That's my kind of weather. Yes, it's cooling off to 86 on Saturday. I think I can handle it. Even next week, Tuesday, down to 75. I can still handle that. It's time to get out of Calgary, though. It is breaking down here noticeably. The leaves are all falling off. The trees here are sticks now. They last like a week and then they're gone, and it's time to go. It's just time to go. We're up 12 on SPIRE, down a dime on SoFi, and we've got nothing to speak about here, nothing exciting to talk about at the moment. Goldman Sachs is up as well. That's true. Any news on Evergrande, the Chinese company? Well, they were halted for trading. The stories are, first they were halted because they're in trouble. Then we hear, well, they might be halted because there's a takeover coming. And I'm kind of thinking they're halted because there's a takeover coming and they're in trouble. I think what we might have here is a nationalization. We may have it might be that we have two companies merging together, where the buyer is being encouraged by the government of China to buy this thing and make it disappear, bury it in your company, and we'll help fund it. And it could be that the Chinese government is going to help fund the takeout of Evergrande, through some kind of a thing. I don't know. We'll wait for details, but it's odd because it's been halted all day and there's been no talk. Now, in the United States and in Canada, if a stock were to get halted, the street would be informed within 15 minutes what's going on. But in China, when a company gets halted, no one says anything anywhere until cleared to do so. And I suspect what's happening is the Chinese government is leading the way on this deal. They've halted this market, kind of like declaring today a bank holiday. You can't trade this stuff, so you can't comment on how bad it is. If they come out with an announcement tomorrow saying we're paying 10 cents on the dollar for the stock, well, then you've got a 90% loss from here, which is probably already a 90% loss from the high of the stock in the last year anyway. So it could be that people are getting 1 penny on the dollar for this company. Just awful, absolutely awful. They seem to be making interest payments on the debt to the Chinese, but they're not making interest payments to foreign holders of debt. And so the company is technically insolvent, and it looks like this thing is going to be one ugly mess. But officially we haven't got the word yet, but we're wondering. Nelson saying good morning, Jen. Adventure Duncan, hi. I'm green. Adventure Duncan, good morning, Jen. Nelson, damn it, Jim, I need to get the heck out of Winnipeg. Book a flight to LA. A hungry grizzly, a secret nationalism. Yeah. Bought lesson number 4 on the weekend, says Robert. Very informative. Great job, Bruce. Thank you for that. All of you who have been picking off these lessons. I know a lot of you have been getting a lot of good info off of this, and I'm pleased. Jen and I were happy to get these made for you, and we did these in front of live participants. Obviously, it was all on the air, but they've now been edited. These lessons are available on the website, stockmarkerswithbruce.ca. Check them out. You can watch them as many times as you like, and learn how to take advantage of markets like today, where there's not a lot happening. You're getting richer despite that. There's a whole bunch of viewers that are here right now that are making money on today's market because of how these stocks are not performing very well. They're getting paid nicely to hold on to these shares. You could get the same return for yourself.
We're only up 3 cents on SPIRE, 713 right now. Let's see how it goes. IBM still up 228. Dow down 63, and Goldman up 401 at 384 a share. So we have only a couple winners. Everything else is in the red right now. Dow's off 64, S&P down 29, Nasdaq down 233. Oil up $1.97 to 77.85. Way too high. There's so much of it sloshing around, but for whatever reason, the market seems to buy into this hype from the oil promoters that, oh, we could have a cold winter and this could really run the market. And I'm just thinking, it ain't gonna happen. I don't think so. But around here where I am in Alberta, oh, are they happy with these prices? They're delighted. Natural gas is in the $5 range per 1,000 cubic feet. That is double what it's been lately for years. And that's helping the budget around here too. Jen, what do you say?
Well, I'm wondering if you're up to a regular breakfast or what you're going to do today.
Well, it might be being the last day in Canada on the air. It just might be an idea to try a bagel. I think I can handle a bagel.
Yeah.
And do we still have an open container of grape jelly?
Yeah.
We'll give it a shot. See what.
Okay.
This is exciting. This will be my first bagel in like a week.
See how bad we can hurt you.
How bad can we hurt? Wait a minute. I don't like the sound of that. Usually, when she talks like that, she's about to hit me. This is kind of. Ooh, we'll see what happens here. Don't go anywhere. Record this. We'll see what's going. Good morning from Zach. Good morning, Bruce and Bagel. Jen from the Bagel family. Welcome, Zach. Aaron. Red again. Oh, well, log off and check in tomorrow. Adam, anybody know what's behind the SPIRE short? We've got our suspicions. We've been talking about this now for 2 days, but the reality is I don't think there's anything behind it. I think it's a contrived, manipulated market that has been hit by some hedge funds that are just trying to hit this market hard, take advantage of how thinly it trades. 1.39 million volume. There is no stock coming in from the shareholders of this company. They're not getting out. This volume is purely being handled by day traders and hedge funds that are trying to manipulate the stock. That's my take on it. If we truly had insiders trying to get out, which would make no sense at all, there would be 10, 15 million traded. It would be so obvious to the brokers out there that the insiders are selling that they would be jumping out with them, but they're not. They don't have it. It's artificial volume going on at the moment. $7.19 a share, up 9 cents. That's where we're at. What can I say? Can't defend it. Can't explain it sometimes. We're down 119 on the Dow. We're down 33 on S&P. 242 loss on the NASDAQ. We're down 1.6% on NASDAQ, 0.35 on the Dow, 0.79 on S&P. So we have some pressure coming in from a couple of spots today. I don't know if we're going to get any kind of an update or recovery or anything like that. No idea what to make of it. ME is down 42 cents. GameStop down 325. Rocket Lab 156 lower. SoFi down 9. ATIP down 8 cents. Microsoft down 597. Apple down 252. It's a negative day. The FANG stocks are taking it on the chin for the most part. They are the big ones taking the worst of the hits because NASDAQ is now down 1.67%. Man, oh man, oh man, oh man. Let's see here. Amazon down $78. Facebook down $13. Google down $80. So these are the guys that are getting they're having a tough time here today. I don't think it's justified. I think that Apple and Microsoft will post another set of absolute record results in about the next 5 weeks or so. I think they'll be phenomenally great. The shares will be reclassified and recalibrated as to what their PE multiple really is.
And I think from Apple's point of view, it'll be trading below where it should be. It'll be trading on a very low P multiple, and some analysts will say this stock could go up $10 a share, $15 a share, just on a correction where it should be. That could well happen. Microsoft, same thing, earning all kinds of dough. Facebook having incredible quarters, despite whether you like what they're doing or not. Google just running money like crazy through their system. They're doing really, really well. But at the moment, you can't argue with the market. The market is looking for an excuse to go down. It's taking whatever excuse it can find. I just have a feeling that what we are really in is a correction without anyone calling it that. We're just seeing profit taking here and there. But if we were to gain 1,000 points on the Dow over the next week, I think people will then go, last week was a correction. That's what it was last week. They'll call it a correction after the fact. And they're not calling it one at the moment, that I can see anyway. They're not calling it one. I don't know. I do what I can with what we've got. UBS says the Chipotle smoked brisket will be a hit. That's what they're saying. You can't argue with Chipotle's brisket. You can't argue with that, can you? I mean, that's got to be a hit, don't you think? Nasdaq down almost 7% from last month. Correction. 10% correction is what we've been calling for. Wonder if this is it. I don't know. The Dow down 172, half a percentage point now, low of the day. S&P down 39, Nasdaq down 248. So the Dow is now dropping to try to catch up to or get closer to where the Nasdaq's been all morning. We're getting more dips at the moment. Let me go over here and take a look. Is that right? Okay, metals are up today. Looking at the Dow 30, here we go. The losers of the day would be Salesforce.com down $7.33 a share. We've got Microsoft off $6.10 a share. Number two loser, Visa down $7.22. Actually, that's the worst now. Visa, Salesforce, Microsoft, worst three, $7, $6, and $5 drops. United Healthcare down 3, Apple down 240, Home Depot down 236, Boeing down $1.90. Tariff issues on metals. We'll see how that plays itself out. We've got Walt Disney down 185, 3M down 98, Walmart down 67. On the win side, the biggest winner today is Merck and Company, up 208 a share. International Business Machines up 136, and McDonald's up 41, Chevron up 40, Verizon up 36 cents, JP Morgan up 24 cents, and Goldman up 27 cents. Looks like Goldman has given up a lot of its gains from this morning. Yep. It got as high as 386 a share. It's at 380 now. Goldman has lost $6 in the last 5 minutes. So we've had a real drop off in just the last few minutes on the stock. And Nasdaq, the Dow now down 200 points on the day, low of the day right now. And let's see if we have any other headlines. No, we're not seeing anything specific here. Tech stocks. They're talking tech stocks. 202 point drop on the Dow now. Tech stocks are leading the way lower at this point. Okay. 7-cent gain on SPIRE. 7.17 right now. Okay. That's the latest, guys. That's the latest. Man. Casey says, this smoked brisket that Chipotle had, not much to write home about. Okay. Let's see. Aaron Miller. Hey, right, Bruce. I'm off. I can't sit here on negative days like this and just watch it bleed. Apologies. I'm off to do something more exciting, like paint the walls of my house. Ciao. Hang in there, Aaron. These are the days you pay the price to be in this market. This is how it works, my friend. You've gotta tough it out. Down 206 on the Dow, 41 point drop on S&P, 252 on Nasdaq is what we have negative so far, unfortunately. 704 Spire, down 6 cents on the day. Apparently, is that accurate? Low of 701, 704 right now on Spire, and I think we're in the negative at the moment on 1.4 million volume. $7 a share, down 10 cents. So this might be an opportunity to scoop some cheap Spire if you're inclined to score more on the dip here. And I got 50 more, says Robert. I got 50 Spire. Let's see. Yeah. People are watching this closely. 703, 705 now. A little jump here. The volume, the low on the stock was $7. And the volume on Spire now for the full day, 1.4 million. There's just nothing. Dead quiet. SoFi down a nickel. Volume 4.3 billion. We do not have a heavy day. Oh, pardon me. We do not have a heavy day of trading today, which is telling me this market is not going to go much lower. We're not. There is no one chugging everything at this thing to get out. There's not a lot of demand to get out. It's very thinly traded markets, which means they can turn very violently, very quickly to the upside. Okay. Anyway, there it is. No, nothing there. Okay, that's it, folks. This is it. We're paying the price. Watching red everywhere. Just watching red everywhere today. Rocket Lab down $1.30, SoFi down 4, GameStop down 360, Matterport down 99, ME down 44, SmartRent down 20, Spire down 3, ATIP down 9, Sixtera down 15, AMC down 202, Robinhood down $1, Matic down 539, 589, Home Depot down 283, IBM up 131. The Dow is down, Microsoft down, Apple's down, Tesla's still up 15, 16 bucks. Red Bed Bath Beyond down 34, BlackBerry down 30, 22, Royal Caribbean down 75, Norwegian down 33, Carnival down 38, Goldman down 9, Amazon down $77, Facebook down 13 bucks, Google down $78. It's just red across the board, and that will not last because too many bargain hunters come into these markets looking for great pickups, and that could well happen at any time with any of these guys. From what I can see here, we're up a penny on Spire now, so 7.11. That's all. British shilling, Tesla and IBM, the only ones up for me today. Socius, SoFi in the green. Yep, it's just in the green. Just. Has anyone figured out why Spire crashed? Again, we've talked about this a lot. I don't want to bore you, but the talk was that rumors were being spread on Friday that upwards of 80 million shares of Spire could become free trading at any time. No substantiations to the rumor, no confirmation to the rumor, no legitimacy to the rumor, but the rumor was being spread by all kinds of theorists, conspiracy theorists, and the shares dropped to the 7 range on Friday. The confirmation from the company was, yeah, it's true. With our refiling, there's some shares that could come free trading. What they didn't say, and what I'll say, is while there might well be shares coming free for trading, they're not going to be trading. Like, that's not going to happen. The warrants is a classic example. If you have a warrant on this stock, you can buy the shares for $11.50 a share for the next number of years. But at 7-Eleven, you're not going to buy them at $11.50, and you're not going to sell them right away because you can't for a profit. So there's 10 million shares that will not come to the market, maybe even 20 million that will come to the market. And then other thoughts that were made were locksmiths trying to change. Other rumors were. I'm just thinking of something else. There were rumors that the pipe investors were going to get rid of stock. They paid $10 a share for it. They're not going to sell it for $7.10 a share. They paid 10 and they're not going to sell for $7.10. So the company's not in financial trouble. They're not going under. They're merging with another company. Their sales are growing. It was all just a ruse to get people to dump stock. But damage has been done to the stock because it was 19 2.5 weeks ago. Now 7.10. It went from 12 to 7 on Friday. We're wondering, though, are these manipulators who really were attacking the stock on Friday, who can't attack it today because it's in a short sale restriction mode, were these folks, had they written put call contracts, and had they bought put contracts, and had they cashed in already, and have they now gone the opposite side? Have they gone long calls, short puts, and are now going to run it higher? We're wondering if that's going to happen, because there might be a $2 or $3 reaction the other direction. So we're going to watch and see what's going on. I don't know. We'll see what's going on. There it is. There it is. There it is. SoFi in the green. Let's take the hedge fund out and also give Bruce a thumbs up. Always writing options. That'll be on my epitaph. That's right. Always be writing. CJ, do we know anything about SPIRE just getting here? I have no idea. I have no idea what that question means. That's where we're at, kids. Time will tell. Let's see what's here. I hear Jen. I hear Jen working the bagel. Wondering how that's coming along. And we've got the Dow down 300 points now, down 0.89 of 1%, 0.92 now, down 315. S&P down 55, NASDAQ down 306. It's down 2.1%. NASDAQ is the loser today. So we're definitely, this selling is becoming more pronounced at the moment, with the Dow off, S&P off, and NASDAQ off. That's what's going on right now. We'll see how far it wants to go, because the volume sure isn't there. It just isn't there. Yeah, associates, we're doing the best we can. We'll let you know on how it's going. We're down 8 cents on SoFi. Not a bad day, but it is what it is. We're down a little further on other issues. SPIRE down 2 cents. ATIP down 9. IBM still up 62, but the NASDAQ with the Dow now down 331. More pressure on the big board. Okay. There we are. There we are. There we are. Not much else to talk to you about. I really haven't got much else to tell you. This is the deal. The Nasdaq's now down 6% from its record high, over fresh concerns over Washington's debt ceiling fight. That's the headline. If we are blaming the market down 6% because of Washington, we have nothing to talk about. This is not causing the Dow or the NASDAQ to go lower. Washington is not the problem. It's a malaise because of supply chain problems. It's a malaise because not all eligible people are getting vaccinated. This is the price we're going to pay now for quite some time, where a certain percentage of the population will not get vaccinated. We are going to pay, and we're going to pay with this kind of a market. We're going to pay with supply chain issues with vehicles, appliances, and other goods. We're going to pay with a very inconsistent Christmas period. We're going to pay with possible disruptions in travel here and there. There may be all kinds of prices that we have to pay from various sectors of the economy, because there isn't just one group of anti-vaxxers. They're everywhere. They're in every business that's run. They're in every area. Healthcare has anti-vaxxers, which just is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard of, but it's true. We just wonder, what rock did these people come from? I don't understand from under what rock they're coming out of, but it is what it is. And there you go. Bring on the cowbell. There it is. There you. How many shares would it take to get a short squeeze on SPIRE? If 5 or 10 million shares of buying came in on SPIRE, that could create a run. But I don't know if that's going to happen. I don't know if Wall Street Bets is talking about SPIRE. I don't know if enough people on Reddit are talking up on the SPIRE. I don't know.
if they do, if there is, don't we have that? Don't we have that steel thing anymore from the toaster oven?
I'm sorry?
Where's that steel thing from the toaster oven?
Oh,
To
do you
use-
want that as a plate?
Yeah, yeah. If that's handy, that'd be the best way to go. I'd say. We're just getting that bagel together here. Yeah, Spire needs a couple of million shares of buying coming in from retail investors. Kind of like what happened with AMC. You need the same thing. If you got the AMC kind of vibe, then you're on your way. But I don't know if that's in the cards. It could happen any time. It could be a group of hedge funds where if you had a group of hedge funds start to buy up Spire, just buying it, taking out anybody who wants out. That could create it. If a Ryan Cohen type investor came into Spire, watch out. Just that would really upset the apple cart because all of a sudden, whatever free trading stock is out there has now been gobbled up by a new potential insider. That becomes restricted stock. That's not free trading anymore. Oh my gosh, are we on our way? Will we catch people on the wrong side of that market? Oh my gosh, that could happen. But I can't sit here and predict it for you. I just can't. I can only surmise what might happen. But anyway. What's your take on Facebook? No, do you follow it? The Facebook thing is constantly. Thanks, Jim. Thank you so much.
It's really hard. Start on that one.
Okay, they're crunchy. They're crunchy. The bagels here. The Facebook story keeps on going and going and going. The company not defies the experts, but they are making money. The Facebook is generating some real nice cash flow, and they have PR issues. I mean, look, 60 Minutes last night, front and center. But bottom line is that they are a money-making machine, and the stocks is going to they're going to come up with another big earnings report, and the PE multiple is going to be very low, and I think the stock can go higher. It just is so ingrained in our society, and they have got their fingers in so many areas. Rightly or wrongly, you love them or hate them, they're a money-making machine. Here we go. We got us a toasted bagel here. Look at that. Oh man, let's see how this goes. To be able to bite that without pain. Lovely. It's been a long time since I've been able to chew down on a bagel without pain. This is wonderful. Jen, we're good.
Good.
We're happy. Yeah. Adam is asking me, Bruce, Spire is a younger company. Does this mean Spire is more risky than a company like SoFi? Age will have nothing to do with it. SoFi's been around 11 years, and they're established especially in California, and they're now going national. Spire is known in their area, in their field. They're specialists in their field. They are winning government contracts along with private contracts, and so that's a huge ace in the hole for Spire is the fact that they can nail down government contracts through the U.S. Geological Survey, from the space agencies, European space agencies, marine agencies. They're nailing down all kinds of satellite operating contracts from
globally, like globally. They're not America, Canada only, they're global. Um, so Spire's got their niche. SoFi has their niche. All right. Um, Spire is it's whatever size they are is what they are. They're capitalized right now. I mean, listen to this. The market cap on SoFi right now, $1 billion at 706 a share. They're capped at $1 billion. They've raised 400 million in cash. 30-40% of their value is cash, which values the rest of their business at $600 million. They're a $1.5 to $2.5 billion business on their operating side. They just acquired a competitor. They're bigger than that. So the stock should be $20 a share right now. There are brokerage firms telling us it's a $22 stock. It's being manipulated by market players who are just beating it up. That's all this is. It's just a group of deep-pocketed players who are utilizing this as a gambling chip, and they're throwing it around. It only lasts until the shareholders, again, not existing but additional, come in here and buy up this stock and take it off the street. Soon as you can't play with the stock anymore, these guys move on and they'll buy back out to get out, and they'll run it back to 15. That's the first thing that's going to happen to it. Then they'll leave and they'll be gone, and the stock will go from the 15 back to the 20 level and move along. But at the moment, the stock is vulnerable to outside influencers with deep pockets, and I'm talking about hedge funds who are really running this thing. And how this is considered allowable under market rules or insider trading rules, I don't know. In Europe, if this was a Europe-based company and you came in as a hedge fund and tried to short this stock, the regulators in Europe consider you an insider if you short more than, I think, 2% of the free trading stock. Not all the stock, free trading stock. So if there's 10 million shares free trading, let's suppose, just use a number, and you came in to try to short 1 million shares, you would be deemed an insider of the company because you can affect the price movement of the 10 million shares out there. You're playing around with 1 million of them. But in North America, one, you don't have to divulge a short position to anybody. That's SEC rules. That the street wanted, the investment community wanted that. So there's no identification on who it is. And you do not have to report as being an insider of any public company unless you own 5 to 10% of the entire stock of the company, all of the shares in question. So in the case of SPIRE, we're talking 133 million shares out there. We're talking 13 million shares before you're an insider. So you can play around with 3, 4, 5 million shares and beat up the public market with 3, 4, 5 million shares. No rules, no regulations. No one will stop you. In Europe, the word is that this stock has a very small float. So a whole different ballgame. There's been a movement to get the American market to match the European market. Because the European regulators have been saying for years, American stocks can easily be manipulated by large hedge funds in all kinds of sinister ways, not for the benefit of shareholders. And I would argue that the stock going from 15 a share to 12 to 7 has not been a benefit to any shareholder of this company. But nothing's happening. Okay, let's see. Oh man, Uncle Bruce, I love watching you eat a bagel, man. How low can Matterport go? Well, 1767. It's coming back up a bit. Um, is a Spire $10 call for February a good deal at a buck? Yeah, I'd buy that. Yeah. We need to adopt the European rules. This is silly. Scooped up a Spire call 750 strike. Feb 22 buck 40. Thanks for the dip. That's an even better buy right there. Of course, you say in Europe the word is, and then I have freeze screen for 23 cents. You see chewing your bagel. Yeah, again in Europe, you cannot short stock freely like you can in the U.S. If there's 10 million shares free floating in Europe, and you start playing with more than 1 million shares of stock, you're already an insider. Now, under U.S. rules, you're an insider if you play with 10% of all the stock. In Europe, it's 10% of the float, but even that number, I hear it's as low as 1% of the float. It's really tiny. So if you start shorting more than 10,000 shares of a stock that has 10 million shares free trading, you do more than 10,000 shares, you're an insider. Now you have to report, and that is full disclosure. And you can't just say, oh, my hedge fund name is Bruce Investment Corp, and I'm short 10,000 shares. No, that's not disclosure. No, the disclosure the Europeans want is how many shares did you short, what price did you short it at, when did you do it, and what are your intentions going forward, and reason for the short sale. Because sometimes short sales are legitimate, I'm getting shares delivered to me from an IOU from somebody over there, and I shorted the stock today, so I'm already out of it. But when I get it, I will be flat again. That's a legitimate short, but others are not legitimate. It's not that it's illegitimate to be a shorter. Nothing illegitimate, but you have to disclose it in Europe. Where in the United States, you don't have to say who it is. Shorters do not have to disclose who they are.
How's it going? Any new crowd?
Jen, I gotta tell you, this is crunchy.
Yeah.
No pain anywhere.
Sweet. That's right.
We're going to California. Oh yeah.
I think someone said that on the song.
Somebody did a song about that once.
Some little known band named Lead something.
Mm-hmm. Some lead guy.
Some lead guy.
That's right. Mm-hmm. Today's backup day.
I know. Did you hear the dread? Did you hear that? Yeah.
You should see the face.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dread.
Yeah. So when everything comes home to roost.
We're getting out. What's the longest you've seen a stock like Spire shorted? Usually plays like SoFi. I mean, like Spire. These are usually, hit and runs. You come in, you make your dough, and you take off. At least in my experience, but I don't know how long it can go. I mean, it could go indefinitely, but it all depends on the brokerage firm's comfort level with regard to what kind of position these guys have, how much coverage they have, whether they're close to being margined or not. If the stock starts to run up and these guys are short stock, the broker might force them back in. A lot of things can happen. My name is Jonas. I was asking Uncle Bruce if I should sell my Matterport 15 calls for January. I was up 2.5 grand. Now they're nearing zero again. Uncle Bruce said no, as Matterport was as a steady climb. Well, you were asking me at the time. I told you at the time what I saw. Here it is, a 1760. I think it's a buy right now. What can I say? SPIRE, unchanged right now. My name is Jonas. I felt exactly the same. I kept those calls. Thought about it. It was selling Matterport reached 25. Who saw what the market's doing now? Not blaming Uncle B. My hope is that it'll come back, and I do have still time on these calls. Exactly. Anything can happen, says CJ. What's my takeaway? Feels right and less risky to you. Take your profits. Minimize your risk. Don't get greedy. Don't make a winner or loser. Reinvest later calls for your life. It's true. I mean, everyone has to make their own call. Some folks will say, when I make, when I'm double the money, I sell half my position to take my money off the table. The rest is now free. That's what some people do. Everybody has their objectives. Thanks for mentioning it again. With an aching in my heart. California. Good to know. Next 10, 20 years, well, I shouldn't do it if anything works well. You think we get better at this? Adventures in Duncan. You think? Which Tesla did you get? Going to be driving a 2021 Model 3. Start off with a brand new one, or close to brand new. It's barely October. There's lots of time to go way back up. Yes, it's a Hunter's Moons Association. That's a good comment. Make it happen. Should I say, make it happen? Bama, babe, I sure hope you're right. I would sure like to see any of this happen. Unfortunately, you know who's over. You know who's up there. It's taking so much restraint to not sell SoFi covered calls for a few thousand and taking that money to buy SPIRE calls or more SoFi calls, even Matterport. Okay, I bought one long call SPIRE. February. So I don't even like the SPIRE as a company. I still bought a bunch of shares because this is ridiculous. CJ, what are those going for credit? Rito paid $1.40 for the SPIRE long call. Feb 22, 750s. Yeah. Hi, Orion. Just woke up. Uncle Bruce, are the markets down? No. No, it's Christmas decorations. Candy canes and red, These bagels are crunchy. Oh, man. The Dow down 400. SP down 65. NASDAQ down 341. Oh, boy. Yes. Duncan, you're right. There are options expiring on the 15th of this month. Yeah, 2 weeks. Christmas trees on fire. Morning, Albert. I just woke up. I'm hearing a crash is imminent because of China. What's your thinking? Paranoia, sort of. And Auntie says, "You asked for it." um, there's issues in China. Yep. There's a lot of restructuring going on over there. There's a lot of restrictions being put in by the communist government on a lot of corporations over there. So that's shaking things up big time. Their numbers are backing off. Their real estate's in trouble. They're right now in the middle of a complete reorganization of Evergrande. It's been halted all day in Hong Kong. I think it's for a forced merger of something to something, but I don't know what. Somebody tells me the Chinese government's trying to step in there and do a bailout through kind of the guise of a takeover or something like that. We'll see what that's going on. SPIRE 692. 690. Low of the day. 690 on SPIRE. We're down 20 cents. Yeah. SoFi's off a dime. SPIRE off 17. Dow's off 403. S&P down 64. NASDAQ down 325. Okay. Sorry, it's my fault buying in. It's now the stock's going down because of me. You're fine. Let's see, what have we got for interest rates? Yeah, the 10-year U.S. bond, the yield is dropping. It was at 1.50 this morning. It's now 1.47. So foreign money is buying U.S. debt, dropping the interest rate on U.S. debt. Germany is negative 2.21. Italy is 0.83. Spain 0.43. UK 1.0. Japan 0.051. USA 1.4. Uncle Bruce, I think the correct question should ask, with China's iron hold, can they cushion the collapse of Evergrande better than what happened in America? What do you think about that? Yeah, that is a good question, sir. I bought more SPIRE. It's now plummeting. Shorting SPIRE. Zach Hankleby, I feel that we have seen quite a few Mondays like this in the last couple of months, especially since China got so weird. Any thoughts on a pattern? Yeah, I don't know, my friend. It's weird. It is weird. Coming back to CJ. Yes, all right. I think there's other stuff going on. I saw an article about mass power outages across China. Rita. Anyway, Xterra could jump in for the 15th for my call or just sell it at 5. I don't know, Rita. Sorry, I'm just chewing this last bagel here. Xterra could jump at any time. Every one of these companies that you have, they used to be SPACs. They're now independently, publicly traded companies with a bunch of money in their pockets. They're buyers. They're looking to buy stuff. Sixtera is looking to buy stuff. Competitors, pieces of competitors. Sixtera might just out and out build another 10 data centers on their own with their own money. Sixtera is going to grow out and expand. Same with ATIP. Same with all of these other guys. They're all going to grow. Spire, they're going to grow. SmartRent's growing. ME is going to grow. Matterport, SoFi, Rocket Lab, they're all going to grow their companies out. None of them are happy with the size they're at. None of them. They're all going to become much, much larger, much more profitable. But you can't do this overnight. It doesn't happen in a week. This is a long-term game plan. These guys are constantly scouring for deals. Sometimes a deal comes knocking on the door that you don't expect comes knocking on the door. Sometimes there'll be a merger of two companies unrelated to you way over here. But in order for the merger to go through, the two entities have to sell off some stuff to make the fit work. And that, whatever they're selling, fits your position. And so you get involved in a discussion. And next thing you know, you're picking up assets you had no idea were even available. This is the kind of move that these guys might, the kind of deals that these guys might be involved with at any time. Expected deals and unexpected deals. Unfortunately, we're experiencing the SPIRE problem, where the stock's being attacked by some kind of hedge fund promoters, speculators. I don't know what to call these guys, and they're all over this stock. And we unfortunately are watching the fallout go through here, and I'm hopeful that a vast majority of you are just going to be in a position to pick this stuff up and grab it and do well by it. But 706 is where it's at. We have to tolerate this. That's the way it is. I was hoping for a nice correction of SPIRE so I could sell them at 9, purchase COXD. It did. Instead, it could happen anytime. Don't cruise yet, Bruce. It's too early. Who cares says off topic, but have you ever heard of anyone with a pallet business? Seems very profitable, and I'm planning to start a pallet business myself. I'm guessing what you're talking about is where you buy a pallet of stuff from company X, and it might be a bunch of Amazon returns, and you get like a pallet of boxes, and you open them up to see what's inside each one, and then you try to resell the product or make slight repairs if you can, and then resell it. Whether you garage sale it, flea market sell it, online sell it, whatever you can do. I've seen some of these entrepreneurs pick up these pallets. They'll buy like 2 or 3 of them, and then they'll have them delivered to their house. And then what they do is they'll have a live opening of the boxes on YouTube. It might be like Monday night at 7:00 Eastern time or something like that. And they promote every Monday at 7:00 Eastern, we're opening 2 pallets on the air live. And people tune in to watch this stuff. And you got one person who's a cameraman, maybe 2, and then you got the host. He's got the box cutter, and he's opening up getting the cellophane off, all the wrapping up, and then starts opening boxes. And they have like a bunch of tables, and they have the big skid in the middle, and then they just slowly take product out and put it on these boxes, on these tables, these boxes on the tables. And as a viewer, you're watching this going, "Oh, what are they getting?" It's like a mystery. You have no idea what you're getting. And on the spot, the host is going, "Oh, this is a mix master, or this is a salad shooter, or this is a blah blah blah. I can get $5 for that. I can get $15 for that. I can $2 for that. This whole skid cost me $250, and I can turn this into $500." And then they open a second one and a third one. It all depends on the show. Some of these shows have very good viewing. Then what the individual does is starts to list the items on eBay individually, or they start to list items on Craigslist, or they have local merchants that they'll sell stuff through as a secondary thing and try to max out. Then they'll take the live show and they'll edit it and make it a video that might be a 15-minute video of a 1-hour live show. They put those up, and they actually make more money making the videos on YouTube with live shows and reruns. They make more money doing that than they do on the skids. Like the skids, they're just happy to break even on them. They can get their money out, they're happy. The money is made in showing you how to open them and get you all excited about it. It's quite the business. It's quite the promotional business, and to each his own. Mark, Bruce, take some pain pills 1 hour before your flight to prevent change of altitude pain. I like the sound of that. Different pallet business. Basically, you find companies that receive pallets from shipments that don't need them anymore, and you get those pallets and resell them for companies that need pallets. There's that too. There's all kinds of different kinds, isn't there? I know what you're talking about, though. Says, who cares? Yeah, pallet business. I have neighbors. They have massive business. Yeah, I mean, some people are doing this out of their homes, but they're not allowed to. Like there's certain, depending on where you live, right? Certain towns or cities won't allow an industrial type business in your house, and you might be breaking, building codes. You might be skirting town ordinances, and depending on the materials you're handling too. If the materials are liquid paint or paint thinner, or flammable, poisonous chemicals. I mean, you never know. I don't. It's not my cup of tea, but whatever it is, it is. There's a business for everyone out there, isn't there? And I always found it fascinating to see how a guy would buy pallets, open them on YouTube, and make more money doing that than actually handling the merchandise he's handling. I always thought that's a pretty good gig. That's not bad. Another one I've seen that I thought was interesting is I've seen people who have a YouTube channel, and they go live, or do they? They'll go live for like 10 or 20 minutes, and what they do is whatever the circumstances is, they end up going into a corner store, and they buy lottery tickets, scratch off lottery tickets, and they buy like 100 of them, and they might be $5 each. So they drop $500 on a package, an unopened cellophane package, for $500 package of lottery tickets. They take them home. They set up a camera over their shoulder, over on the dining table. They have lighting, and they start a live show at whatever time, every day at the same time, or every second day. And on the air, they scratch these tickets on the air, and they describe the ticket to the viewer. They tell you, this is a $5 whatever ticket. The odds of winning anything are 1 in whatever, or the odds of winning a $10 prize are 1 in 200. The odds of winning a $500 prize, depending on the state, you kind of know the odds and just all this stuff. The other thing they do is they'll say, according to the state, as of yesterday, there were still 2 $1 million prizes available on these $5 scratch tickets. So hopefully I got one of those. And so they're scratching all of them. And as they scratch them, they put the winners in one pile and the losers in another. And then at the end of the scratch off, they show you all the winners. They line them up, and they tally it up. And guy go, okay, I spent $500 and I got $420 of the winners. I lost $80. And other times they'll say, I got $600 in winners. I made $100 on this thing. And so you're part of this live thrill thing without paying anything for it. You're watching someone else gamble on their thing, and their channel makes more money than they can lose. Like that video they're making makes them $1,000. They're only spending $500 on the tickets. If they had absolutely not a single winner, they'd still make money on the whole deal. But because they get back $300, $250, $400, $500 of the $500 they spent, and the video made them $500 to $1,000, they're making money doing this. And there are some folks who do this as a full-time thing. There are others who go to slot machines and play slot machines live on the air with like a little GoPro on the, like around here, and they show the slot reels, and they're playing the slot machine. Some casinos allow them to do that. It's amazing. It just some do Recorded shows only. Others do live. The market might be down, but the thumbs can still go up. Thank you, Zach. Wow, Spire is up 721. Rita, what kind of pallet business do they have? Reselling pallets themselves or reselling returned products on pallets? But W. Walters, can you please explain in plain English what is an iron condor and why would anyone use this strategy? What is an iron condor? I'm going to have to look that one up. Everyone has their own terms on this stuff. Yeah, I've noticed there are a lot of slot machine content creators. Yep. Spire 723 right now. I got it at 724. I saw a nice meme on Wall Street Bets yesterday. A psychiatrist asking the person on the couch, those unrealized capital gains, are they now in the room with us? Can you point them out to me? Are they here? Right on. Spire is up 14 cents to 724. Do not be surprised if Spire were to jump $2, $3 in 30 minutes. This has happened before any of the shenanigans went on. It doesn't take much in the way of volume for Spire to make a shot. We've only had 1.9 million shares trade. We bottomed out at 690. We're now at 730. We're up 40 cents in 20 minutes. This is normal. This is completely normal for Spire. If you've been around a while on Spire, you know how this works. You see these dips, you get in there, and next thing you know, you're up $1. It's insanity. Spire could be at $10 in an hour. Anytime, hour and a half from now could be $10 a share, as if nothing's going on. You never know with Spire. It is just, we have so much nonsense going on around the stock. A whiplash rally could easily happen and catch a lot of folks short, and all of a sudden you get a buy wave and it just powers through. We'll see. Zach's laughing there. Villas, I regularly buy from an online real estate website that also features pallets of returned goods. It's pretty common business. Berrigan's laughing. Spire was jumping one between trades a couple of weeks ago. Michael, an iron cut is an option strategy consisting of 2 puts, 1 long and 1 short, and 2 calls, 1 long and 1 short, and 4 strike prices, all with the same expiration date. Yeah, this is all available through Googling. You can look this up on Google. Just to enter the term and you'll see it. Beach Boy, smiling, crying, crazy stuff. Spire 730 up 20 cents now on the day, up 30 from the low of 690. That's where we're at here. Rocket Lab down to $1.49. SoFi down 22. GameStop down 296. Matterport down 81. 23andMe down 47 cents. Smart Rent down 12 cents. Spire up 20. ATIP down a dime. Cyxtera down 16 cents. IBM up 70 cents. The Dow down 375. The Dow was as low as about 430 at the low here. It's come back a bit. Not a lot, a bit. At the moment. Yeah. Okay. We're on the, let's see, let's go with our U.S. markets. Here we go. Markets, the Dow down 366, 332, S&P down 60, NASDAQ down 302 as well. Okay. Okay. Yeah, some of these strategies, condors and butterfly spreads, you make your money when the stock doesn't do much. If you're able to establish a spread, a credit spread, you're looking to hold on to your credit as long as the shares stay between this low price and this high price, or something like that, stays somewhere in the middle between now and expiration, you keep the credit. Everything expires, and there's a credit in your account. You only sell off a couple of pieces, and there's your profit. It varies between different types of strategies. Some are more volatile than others. Some have a better gain. Some have a smaller gain. But there is potential. I did a video on butterfly spreads. Did a couple of examples of a number of different stocks we follow, and you're always welcome to check those out. Where I literally just drew it out trade by trade to give you an idea of how this works. You don't need as much capital though to do these kinds of trades, because you've got contracts working against each other, and there's a spread in between, and so the margin requirements are very, very low because your risk is virtually zero. It's a zero risk transaction. You need a little bit of margin to do the entire trade, but you don't have unlimited losses if you go wrong. The losses are very limited on these types of deals. Let's see. Yeah, the wins are low. Yeah, you don't make $1 million on these trades, but you can make some steady income if you get the right stock. You find the right stock to do these trades on that you can predict, or you have an idea of a predictable pattern of trading pattern. You might be all right, but it's not as exciting as buying a call contract at a dime and selling it at 250. I mean, that's as exciting as it gets. 25 times your money on a trade. You're never going to do that on a spread. But on a spread, you can sleep at night. You're covered for a wild, gigantic move either way that can catch you off guard. You're not going to get caught with a spread, having a spread position. That is true. We are still sitting here with a 2-cent gain on SPIRE. Only 2 cents, 7.12 on SPIRE. It's just not catching a serious wave at the moment. But I will say it again, SPIRE could at any time have a run where if it started to run and got up like $1, $1.20, that could create buying momentum behind it. And buying momentum creates more momentum, which creates panic buying to get out of positions. And next thing you know, you're up $2.20 a share on SPIRE. Next thing you know, you get a $9.35 market. That brings in additional buyers. You get greed coming in big time. So you never know with something like this when it's over. Like, when is the pressure selling over on SPIRE, and when does it shoot the other direction aggressively? Anytime. We do not know. There's no way to predict it. Can I guarantee it'll ever happen? No, I can't. But we do know about how SPIRE has traded in the past and how it can at any time just explode with not a lot of volume. So, folks, that's what you got to watch for. Got to keep an eye open for that. I've checked it out. Crazy. There are really slot machine channels on YouTube. Yes, there are. Yeah, a 2-cent gain on SPIRE. Let's just ignore going to 8 and then down to 7 and back again. Yeah, like I say, day traders love SPIRE in a way because it can move 40, 50 cents in 15 minutes. They get in at 7, 7.10, 7.15. It goes to 7.55 and they dump it out. They make a quick flip. Goes to 8.50. They go, oh, well, I missed it, but hey, I made my money. Then they'll wait for another pattern and jump again. But enough buying coming in on SPIRE where bona fide investors are picking up the stock to hang on to it. This could really pop it. But the minute it happens, the second it happens, I can't help you with that one, unfortunately. Who makes up these names? I'm going to be using the rabbit raccoon strategy next. All the different names for all the spreads. Yeah, exactly, Mike. Never a dull moment. All right, folks, I'm going to shut this one down. I'm going to take a break until 3 this afternoon. I'll be back for the final hour of trading. We'll watch it together. Then I'll be on tonight at 7 Eastern and 8 Eastern on the other channel for my last 2 shows there. Catch me if you can this afternoon at 3 o'clock. Keep your eye on your SoFi and everything else and your SPIRE. In the meantime, see what they want to bring us. You just do not know with SPIRE the moment it runs. It's just an any moment thing, and I have no way to predict it. But the last half an hour is looking pretty good. It's definitely looking pretty good in the last half hour. So we'll stay on top of this. And like I said, if you want to learn about different option strategies, you can watch some of my videos if you want to see them in sort of real practice. Anyway, have a good break. I will do that. Laters, everybody. We'll see you this afternoon at 3 Eastern. And enjoy that. And thank you for being here. Don't forget, we're off tomorrow. We're not on tomorrow. We're back on Wednesday. Tomorrow's travel day to LA and the desert. So we'll see what's going on. All righty. Thank you, everybody. We'll try to have a good break and get our stuff done. I'll catch you this afternoon. Thank you, everybody. And we'll talk to you real soon at 3 Eastern with hopefully a big run up in the market. Wouldn't that be great? We deserve that. All right. Thanks, everybody. We'll catch you later. Bye for now.